my drawer for that to happen.
Oh, you're trying to do the thing, Bobby?
Yeah, I was waiting for my confetti. There we go.
Oh God! All
Wait,
right,
what happens if we
welcome.
do
I'll probably take
this?
my
Yeah.
I'll probably take my AirPods off at one of these segments and play some music.
What? All right.
Do my TV
Well,
so everybody can hear.
welcome to another
Oh my
edition
god!
of the Beers of Sports
Fucking
podcast.
grenades!
Boys, how we doing? It was kind of a stressful day for three of us, a depressing day for another one of us.
Every Sunday's depressing.
Pretty good, pretty decent weekend, I think, for the four of us, right?
Do you guys hear that drum
Suck my
beat?
testicles.
No, I did not.
Slugger's scratching himself and he's banging on the floor.
Lovely. Bobby, how's your weekend, dude?
Marinate?
Good, man.
Why do I always have to
Good.
marinate what the dog is doing?
Pretty good.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Get anything
I
fun this
suggest you
weekend?
that
No
one marinate.
fucking way!
Did you get
Christmas
anything
paid Bobby.
fun this weekend? Or did you just watch football?
I went to the Pick game yesterday. Had dealt with some depression after that one.
Oh wow!
Buddy, I'll watch that pick game. Buddy. Oh, no. It's not looking
Yeah.
good.
Nah, our season's over.
Valiant effort.
Starting quarterback was hurt, so the backup played, and I mean, it was obvious why he's the backup. If Desmond
what
Reed
about you?
didn't play for Pitt, they wouldn't have had probably 200 of their 300 yards.
Chance, what about you, buddy? What'd you get into this weekend?
What did I get into? Went to Penn Station on Saturday night. That was a good one. Haven't been there in a while.
The restaurant,
Yeah, love Penn Station.
good subs.
Yeah,
it's quality.
Phenomenal.
Slugger.
What else did I do? I worked. I got my raise.
That boy.
Oh, there you go.
Congrats.
Something out his butt again?
Congrats,
So
buddy.
yeah, it's,
Hell yeah.
I know.
Jason, what about y'all? What'd y'all get into this weekend? Has Slugger bit your nipple again yet, or are we chilling on the nipple stuff? For now?
No,
It might be healed.
we went to a Christmas market so that Nessa could go Christmas decoration shopping on Saturday.
We gotta get my Christmas decorations out.
He's a simp.
That's fine. That's fine. It's that time of the year. As long as the tree's not
I
up
got my
yet.
Christmas sweater.
Oh,
Christmas
by the way,
sweater,
are we going ugly sweater for one of these episodes? I think we have to.
I don't own an ugly sweater.
I can put mine on right now. It's right next to me.
Not
Go ahead,
bud.
Chance. Let's see you change into your ugly Christmas sweater.
Let's not see
Hold
that.
on.
No,
I got
we're
matching
not-
PJs. Well, I don't have matching PJs, but I have PJs to go with it.
Let's
Just
see
hold the sweater up so we can see it.
it. Put it on. We
Yeah,
gotta
just
get
hold
the
the
full
sweat-
effect.
I will
I
after this
don't
game.
want to see this man undress himself live on a
I'm not
freaking
gonna undress
stream, bud.
myself. I'm just gonna take my jersey off. I gotta take the jacket off too.
Oh man! All right.
It's like the Karate Kid. Jacket on,
Jesus.
jacket off. Take off the jacket.
Golly, was not expecting this start to the show. I should be expecting this
Yeah,
start to the show by now.
Chance, how many beers have you had today?
A bunch.
Two. And a
That's
few fireball
2
shooters.
cases.
Oh my lord!
Colleen?
Fireball.
Yeah,
Fireball,
we had
fireball.
That's a
fireball
shout out
shooters
right
after
there,
every
buddy.
passing touchdown, and then I did a fireball shooter after they blocked the kick to win.
So, how many touchdowns did they
Oh, yeah.
score?
3.
2.
Oh, so you really
Yeah.
didn't take that many shots.
Oh no, yeah, they
Got it.
scored.
No. But four shooters, and then 2 beers.
Oh yeah.
And a nice 12-ounce New York strip for dinner. And fries. And garlic bread. Mac and cheese.
Jesus Christ.
It's a hell of a
Yes,
dinner.
sir. Yes, sir. It's a good.
And a,
That's
few,
a
and a
quality dinner.
few things of ice cream.
A few things of
A
ice
few.
cream.
Things.
Yeah, and then
Why is that plural?
and then a few red velvet cheesecake fudge bites.
Oh my
Few of those
God.
As well.
This dude's eating gourmet.
This buddy.
Chance, how much did you spend?
So I
on
go
your
home every.
dinner?
I was like,
My dad.
Oh, your
Damn.
dad bought your dinner?
Chef Doug out here cooking.
Oh, he cooked
Let him
that.
cook.
Damn. Okay.
Not
Oh, yeah, he
bad.
cooked.
Not bad at all.
Hell yeah.
Well-
My dad can dance and can cook. That's about all he does. I only got one thing from him.
You can chug beer.
The dancing.
Certainly not the cooking aspect, because,
No.
if I could, I wouldn't go to Burger King, Taco Bell, McDonald's every
Pizza
single
Hut,
night of the
baby.
week. I just don't like to cook. I just don't feel like cooking. Like, too much work. Just
It is effort.
don't. Yeah, it's too much effort. And I don't like to measure stuff, so I, sometimes put a little too much salt, leave it on, cook it a little too long. I mean, it's just...
It's a whole process.
See, I don't mind the
If I cook,
cooking. It's the doing the dishes after.
it turns into a
That
drinking
too, yeah.
task when I start
That
cooking.
too. There's a lot of
But it's only
excess-
right you
excess
cook
work.
and drink a beer.
Oh, if you're cooking
Yeah.
on the grill, you have to have some beers.
Yeah. I mean, I stood outside and watched my dad cook.
And had a few
That
beers.
counts.
With a beer in
Yeah.
your hand.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
That counts.
Yeah.
Close
After
enough.
the win, just sitting out in the backyard. It was great. The nice
Oh, yeah,
pool
dude.
is open. But it's November.
All right, well, y'all know how we start this show. Jason, it's your turn. Start the show off.
I thought you had a
Get
rant.
it going. College football.
Thought
Huh?
you had a rant.
Yeah,
do,
what
I'll
is
do
your
it in an
rant?
hour. It's a baseball deal. Bobby probably
Oh.
knows what it is. What happened last week. But anyway, we'll do that in hour 2, Jason. Go ahead. Take off. College
All right, well,
football
hold
to
on. Now I
start.
got to pull it up because I was prepared for you to do your rant first.
My rant doesn't even take that long anyway, so go ahead and do some college football.
Knock it off, Ricky. Magical in here. Oh.
Yeah, here we go. What?
All right.
Festival.
Well, we'll talk about Bobby, the game that Bobby was at
Ah!
first.
Depression.
Bobby, what the hell happened? It looked like the Browns trying to stop Taysom Hill today. They couldn't.
Dude, so first half, Clemson scores 7. Clemson's up 17-7 at half. Pitt defense makes some hell of great adjustments at halftime. Shuts Clemson out till that last possession of the fourth quarter. And of course, Klubnik has 3 rushing yards on the day and then scrambles for, I think it was like 56. Then Pitt makes it interesting, drives back down. We have the ball on the 20. I don't know who the hell the quarterback was throwing to. But he throws an interception. Now there's no time on the clock. There was 5 seconds when we snapped the ball. Throws the ball short of the end zone for starters, which didn't understand that one.
You can't see that. It's a Christmas gift. Yes.
If it was me playing NCAA football, I would have hit the running back when he was at the 5 because he was wide open and let him fight for those 5 yards. Because being Des Reed's only 5'6", he's scrappy.
Yeah.
He'll find a way to fight for that.
Yeah.
He'll find a way to fight for those last 5.
Wow.
He's kind of like Jalen Warren. He's little, but he'll drop the shoulder and run you over.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Shout out to Pitt senior tight end. Scores the touchdown to tie the game up in his last home game in a Panther uniform. Was a big piece of the program the last 4 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember watching the game. I think it was third quarter, Bobby, and literally like you guys were in the red zone. Like
Yeah, we had 3 straight false starts.
Yeah, coming out of a timeout.
Yeah.
Like that's just sums up the day for you guys right there, just in a nutshell. My goodness, and then your coach had
ACC.
no faith in your quarterback to throw the football.
Well, but see, in that point, there was still 10 minutes left in the game. I kicked the field goal, too.
Yeah, it's just like wow.
And your defense was dominating Clemson that second half. So with still 10 minutes left, I think the field goal was the right call. It cuts it to a 1-score game.
Yeah.
the next drive we force a punt and score.
Tough one. Tough one.
Shout out to the crowd though. There was a lot of people at the game.
They look loaded.
Right.
Acrisure is a hard stadium for a college team because Pitt doesn't sell obviously nearly like the Steelers do.
No,
Like they said there was 50,000 people at the game.
that's impressive.
All right, well, moving on down the line. Texas escapes Arkansas with a win. I didn't get to see much of this one, but from what I've read and seen,
They did not look good.
They didn't.
They
look
did
very
not look good at all.
Um,
Lucky they played Arkansas.
That's what I heard multiple people say, that they looked.
Lucky that Arkansas was the opponent.
Tulane hands Navy yet another loss. Alabama
3-4.
playing their
Jeez
barn burner
Louise.
of a game late in the year that the SEC loves to play. The first upset of the day, Stanford taking down number 19 Louisville 38-35. Keeps making Notre Dame's win against Louisville look even worse.
Yeah, hey, Louisville jumped offside too at that end, and then that's what set up that 52-yarder because the Louisville defensive end jumped off sides. I don't know how the hell you do that on a field goal, but damn, yeah, he jumped the gun big time.
Florida finally getting a big win in the SEC. Feels like the first time in like 30 years for them. Taking down number 22 LSU 27-16.
Brian Kelly out the door?
South Carolina.
Did you guys see the exchange she had with the one receiver?
Yeah, is he out the door?
Should be. Can't win big ones.
What is it, Napier?
Kelly.
Oh,
Kelly.
Brian
Yeah.
Kelly, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I think so.
Is he? I was like, he's got to be at this point. Like, he's lost so many big
You're
games.
handed
and
the
he goes
keys
lose
to a
Florida.
very successful program,
Yeah. That
and you
is
haven't
now
done shit
abysmal.
with it.
Not a damn thing. Closest thing he did was get to the SEC. What was it? Championship against Georgia a couple years ago, and then Georgia just stomped them out completely. Was just embarrassed.
I don't think he was there for that.
Was he there for that one, or is that before?
I think that was
That might have been the
before
year
him.
before. That might have
was
been the year
before.
before. But still, golly, it's brutal. I almost feel bad for LSU.
South Carolina continues their roll, beating number 23 Missouri 34-30. Oregon
Stadium.
escapes Wisconsin barely. I still want to know what
They
the
looked
fuck
awful.
their coach was thinking
looked
with a fake
fucking
field
terrible.
goal there at the end.
I
Yeah,
don't
it
know
paid
either.
off, but what in the world were you trying to do there? I mean, you kick a field goal, you go up 6, you make them go the length of the field to even tie it. And you go for a fake field goal that could have cost your team, because then a field goal would have tied that game. You know, I wish I could have watched the post-game press conference to see, does anybody ask him about that? Because that's just stupid.
Like, that's like a career decision right there. Like, think about it. That doesn't work, Jason. Like, we're having a conversation about him out the door, potentially.
I don't know.
Obviously,
'cause they,
Wisconsin.
they're still going to be in the Big Ten championship first year in the conference. They're still going to, I think they're a lock to make the playoff unless they lose the next 2 or 3 games.
They only got one left.
Okay, so, I mean, the only way
Regular
they don't
season.
make it, I think, is,
Some embarrassing losses.
yeah, they lose the next 2 and Gabriel gets hurt because apparently that matters. Right? The committee made that very apparent last year with keeping Florida State out. But I think they're in no matter what. I don't think you would fire him over that one decision, although that one decision was mighty stupid in my opinion.
I mean, think about it. You make that decision, it doesn't work. You lose to Wisconsin. You go to the Big Ten championship, lose to either, I think it's going to be what, Ohio State or Indiana.
The winner of this
And
weekend,
then-
they'll play in the Big Ten championship.
Yeah. Like, there's 2 losses, and you just, like, potentially just screwed
I
yourself
guess
out of.
There still
getting
is a chance Penn State could somehow play in the Big Ten championship because they only have the one Big Ten loss to Ohio State. And if
I don't wanna
Ohio
see
State
that.
loses this weekend, that'd be 2. And then if Indiana loses to Purdue to end the year, then Penn State would be in the Big Ten.
Spoiler makers.
Yeah, great. We get to watch Penn State blow another big game. Yay.
I'd rather just not see them go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather not
Yeah.
see him at all.
So, but we'll talk a little bit
How
about
they're
the
so far up in the
ramifications
rankings. It's
when we talk
fucking
about next
dumb.
week's games because we do have some big ones this upcoming week to keep an eye on. Georgia takes down Tennessee, avenges that loss they had last week. Again, I don't think this was a case of Georgia winning that game too much. I think Tennessee shot themselves in the foot a little too much in this game. And in my opinion, I don't care that you beat number 7. I don't care about the head-to-head. I'm dropping Tennessee, but I'm keeping them ahead of Georgia, and I'm not putting Georgia in the playoff. I just
Why?
don't feel like they've shown me that they can be a playoff team right now. They've looked awful. They've
But-
not looked like a team that deserves to be in the playoff ahead of some of these other teams. From what I've seen. Again, it's just from what I've
Okay.
seen. But
Well, I will say this. It was Carson Beck's best game of the year last night. I will say that. It was his best game by far. He took care of the fucking football. You see what you can do when you just take care of the football. The things you were able to do. Defense stepped up when we needed it to. Tennessee did Tennessee shit in prime time, which they normally do, especially against us. It's one of those things. Don't lose to them for a reason. We did the things we needed to. We are dealing with injuries. There's no question. Trevor Etienne is down for I don't know how long. And he is our most explosive player. The wide receivers got to figure it out, though. But Carson Beck took care of the football, 350 yards, couple touchdowns, even scored one with his legs, ran the football when he needed to. The most solid he's looked all year, by far, in a game where we needed it. Because it was an elimination game for Georgia, Jason. There's no question. You're not getting in with 3 losses.
I still just find it hard to believe that they'll get in based on some of these other teams that are playing and the games they've got. There's a few
Well, we'll
games
see.
in the upcoming weeks that I think kind of bounce them out because they are on the edge of it and they don't play anybody to end the year. You know,
No.
so
But I'm still waiting for Texas to beat somebody. You know, I'm still waiting for them to do something. Bama is in. Milroe has looked. You're going to get to that, obviously. I think you already did. But Milroe's looked fantastic. Will be probably he won't win, but he'll be in the conversation for Heisman. Ole Miss, Jackson Dart has answered the call, but one more loss and they're done. I don't know how they feel about. 2 unranked losses I think they have. So I'm not sure. I know it's only by 3, but that's 2 unranked losses that they have. Tennessee, we'll see about that. They did beat Alabama. Tennessee is one of the teams that did beat Bama. So how do you go about that? It's a tough decision for the committee on who they put in. Georgia has had the hardest schedule in the country. They beat Texas on the road when Texas was 1. And I think Texas is 3 still, right?
Yeah.
They're 3rd. It's not Penn State, right? It's them, yeah. Obviously a tough loss at Alabama earlier in the season. They were down a lot to nothing, essentially, and almost came back to win that whole deal. Embarrassing loss at Ole Miss. Ole Miss is not easy to play. We say it all the time, Jason. That's not an easy place to go to. It's not an easy stadium to play at. And Dart coming off of a 6 touchdown performance, shit, we had no answer that game. and Beck played like shit. But who knows? We'll see what they do.
I
A lot
still
of teams
just,
in the
I
conversation.
have to see a little bit more from Georgia in the SEC championship game. Obviously, they win the SEC they're in. They kind of hold their destiny in their
Are they
hands.
in?
No, because Texas A&M is still in.
Yeah.
Yeah, Texas
only
A&M
got
still
one
has
loss.
a chance. Yeah, it's A&M and who?
They play Texas
Yeah.
at the end of the year, so that'll decide.
As of now, we're not in the SEC championship, so
What's the...
it's all up to the voters. And if anything, well, it's up to the committee. And if anything shows you what they did to Georgia last year, there's not a lot of confidence in the voters right now. We need to smack the fuck out of, who do we play next week? Massachusetts and then Tech.
Oh my God, you guys play a cakewalk.
Finally, yeah.
You should. I think that's, to me, that's the issue I have with college football. All your non-conference stuff like that should have to be beginning of the season, not at the end.
Yeah, like Alabama playing in FCS school. By the way, Mercer,
Yeah.
good luck
Yeah,
on
Mercer.
the FCS playoffs. Go kick some ass. Go get her done. Tough one. You got a third-string quarterback throwing a 56-yard bomb off his back leg in that game. That was tough. Ugh.
The other two upsets last night, late. New Mexico takes down number 18 Washington State, 38-35. And then Kansas takes down number 6 undefeated BYU. They are undefeated no longer. Kansas 17, BYU 13. I think this kind of settles it that there's, I mean, right now you could really make the argument there's one power conference. I mean, the SEC, yeah, the teams have played each other. You know, a lot of them are 2 losses. But when you look at the rankings, the top 4 of the top 5 are going to be Big Ten. Oregon 1, Ohio
Big Ten
State
this year.
2, Texas 3,
Right?
Penn State, Indiana. I don't think the top 5 changes. The only reason I see the top 5 changing is they drop Penn State down to make it 2 versus 4 this weekend instead of 2 versus 5. It's the only reason.
It's like, I don't think Penn State belongs above Notre Dame. Well, yeah, Notre Dame. I want to say Indy should be top 4. There's no way. Indiana should be in the top 4. I mean, they're 10-0 first and foremost. But I don't know.
Let's see. What was my shitter of the week this week?
I have 2 of them, but they're probably the same as yours.
No, what was the one I said for week 12?
Well, I don't know, bud.
I don't remember. Oh, FAU and Temple. Temple won in overtime, 18-15.
Hey, that's 2 weeks straight where a shitter of the week's gone OT. Look at you.
This game was... Anyway, moving on to week 13. Our shitter of the week actually happens on Tuesday this week.
Action?
No, there's another one. There's another one
Actually,
Saturday.
I
All
don't
right,
know why there's
I don't need you
balloons
right now.
for shitter of the week.
I don't know
We
why there's
get
balloons either. Get the shit off my damn.
Yeah.
I was like, I have 2, and it threw up a peace sign. Fucking balloons.
But the first game of the week, Tuesday night at 7 o'clock on CBS Sports Network. 2-8 Akron travels to 0-10 Kent State.
Oh.
Not a great matchup. Not at all.
No.
I don't know.
The spread on this one is in favor of Akron. They are a 10-point favorite, and they're 2-8. Looking at some team stats here. Akron's leading passer has 2,100 yards, which is pretty good. He's thrown 13
That's not bad.
touchdowns and 9 interceptions.
That's not very good.
Their leading rusher has 551 yards and only 2 touchdowns. Their leading touchdown getter when it comes to rushing touchdowns is their backup quarterback. He's got 36 carries for 85 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Alrighty.
So the
They
backup
do have a
quarterback.
pretty good receiver.
Oh my
Norton has
gosh.
38 catches for 724 yards and 7 touchdowns.
That's hilarious.
Let's see. Team stats.
That's
This is where it gets good. They average 20.8 points a game.
It's honestly not that bad.
No, that's not horrible.
They have converted 45 of 135 third downs.
So we get a percentage on that. It's not very high.
33%.
Carry the decimal.
They average 3 yards a carry.
That's bad.
Chris.
Uh,
L run game.
They only have
Yeah.
2 interceptions. That's it.
Not terrible.
They're not very good at getting the turnovers.
They have 2 interceptions for a total of 1 yard.
What? Okay. Alrighty then.
Oh man, these stat lines every time he reads them off just get more and more hysterical.
Better and better.
They have a total of 61 penalties for 469 yards. Your leading rusher has
Nice.
551, so they could pass that total if their leading rusher isn't careful this week. Their turnover ratio is negative 11.
Oh.
Now, Kent State, they are 0-10. Let's keep this
Oh
in mind.
no, this
They
They're
have a loss
0-10
to
for a
St.
reason. Here we
Francis
go.
of PA, who's FCS.
Never even heard of them.
Their leading passer has 1,035 yards. He has 12 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. Their leading rusher has
We've heard words.
488 yards and 1 touchdown. They only have 3 rushing touchdowns all year. And one of the guys that has a touchdown has 48 carries for 4 yards and a touchdown.
What?
you just
For a
say
starting
48
quarterback.
carries.
48 carries for 4 yards?
Keep in mind he's been sacked 20 times, and sacks
Oh,
go on your
net
rushing
yards.
yards in college.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't realize he was a quarterback.
He averages 0.1 yard a carry.
Solid.
It's better than their one running back. Their one running back has 3 carries for negative 5 yards.
What a stat
Their
line.
leading receiver, decent stats, 37 catches for 612 with 8 touchdowns.
Not that
Pretty
bad.
good.
They've used 2 kickers.
He's gonna transfer out of there.
Between their 2 kickers, they're 17 of 17 on extra points and 4 of 8 on field goals.
Not bad.
Now, team stats.
Oh no.
They average 14.9 points a game. Their third down efficiency is 27 for 134. That is a 20.5% clip.
Brutal.
They have given up 34 sacks for a total of 201 yards this year. Let's see, what was their leading rusher at? 488. So you've almost got half as many yards in sacks. 3 rushing touchdowns. They average 2.3 yards a carry. They have 3 interceptions for a total of 73 yards. So they
That's
had
pretty
to
good.
have housed one.
Yeah.
Had to have.
Not a very
Unless those are all
highly
like red zone
penalized team.
interceptions.
They have 43 total penalties for 310 yards. And their turnover ratio is negative 10. They have fumbled the ball.
So each team turns the ball over a lot, but doesn't
Lot.
force them.
Yeah, they have fumbled the ball 18 times and only lost 7.
Oh my god. Ball security. No one teaches them that? Come on. Damn.
But yeah, not very good stats for them.
You got to hold on to the rock.
Are we looking at any potential weather since it is starting to get cool out there? It's starting to get that winter weather coming in.
We're at Kent State at Dick's Stadium. DIX. Get your mind out of the gutter, you weirdo.
Well, I didn't know if like Dick's Sporting Goods was the sponsor.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I thought Dick's Sporting
That was
Goods
my first
at a
guess.
field.
You can go to this
feels
game
like
for $11.
I'm in. Let's go.
I got a basketball game on Tuesday.
If you're bored, well, yeah, if you're bored on a Tuesday, that's the thing to do.
Okay, so Akron played Ohio State,
Probably can get cheap
Rutgers,
here.
and South Carolina non-conference. They lost to Ohio State 52-6, lost to Rutgers 49-17, and lost to South Carolina 50-7, with a win over Colgate 31-20 mixed in there.
The toothpaste?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my guess.
I don't even think they could beat the toothpaste at this point.
The overall point total is set at 49.5 for this game.
Under.
Nothing will beat
Taking
the
the
point
under.
total for Northern Illinois and Miami of Ohio at 8 o'clock on Tuesday. That one is set at 41.5.
Taking
Both
the under.
offenses that bad?
Apparently. I mean, they're both 6-4. Miami averages 25 a game. NIU beat Notre Dame. And they average
all you need to
26
know.
a game.
Ooh, so there could be over. Must be a weather thing.
Yeah, maybe it's supposed to like rain, snow.
Little wind in there.
Bad weather.
Little wind
Yeah.
action in there.
It could be.
That Buffalo New England game from a
Now,
couple years
here's
ago.
our second shitter of the week, because I'm seeing a game on here now, and this game just gives me an aneurysm looking at it. Charleston Southern,
Yes.
with a record of 1-10, travels to Florida State with a record of 1-9.
Moment of silence for Florida State. A
Charleston
year ago,
Southern,
playoff aspirations.
their leading passer has 819 yards for 4 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. The sad thing is,
Brutal.
the leading passer for Florida State, who isn't even playing, is DJU. He had 1,065 yards for 4 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. And the leading rusher and receiver for Charleston Southern both have better stats than Florida State's leading rusher and receiver.
Ouch.
So bad.
Charleston Southern has lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games by 1 possession, and they're 1-10.
Imagine what their season could have been. They win all
This
those
is
possessions.
the only Division I team or FBS team that they will play. Like I said, their leading passer at 819 with 4 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. Leading rusher 159 carries, 762 yards and 4 touchdowns. Leading receiver 31 catches, 526 yards and 4 touchdowns. So their receiver seems pretty decent. That's 17 yards a catch.
That's pretty damn good.
Their kicker
That ain't bad at all.
is 14 of 16 on extra points and 6 of 10 on field goals, and their backup kicker is 3 for 3 on extra points and 0 for 2 on field goals.
So neither's really a good option there.
Not a solid one.
Their backup kicker's only 3 points are on extra points.
Safe to say, I don't think he's going to be making an appearance.
Charleston Southern averages 14.5 points a game. Their third down percentage is 40 for 137. That's a 29% clip. They have a total of 79 penalties for 660 yards on the year. You almost have more penalty yards than your quarterback has passing yards.
Oof.
And that's really all we get on there. They do have 6 interceptions for 49 total yards. But, I mean, we don't need to go over Florida State. They're a dumpster fire and a half.
It's
I mean, really, there's a few shitters of the week, but we'll stick with those two because that Charleston, I mean, I'm rooting for Charleston Southern.
Chance, does Florida State, are they an item that is removed from the gas station shelf on your list?
But they've been removed forever.
They've been
Week one.
discontinued.
If only we did college football tiers for the gas station.
That'd be a lot.
Yeah, I'd have to do it for the Power Four.
Now, the FCS game of the week, I want to point out, this game has had College Game Day before. 6-3 Yale at 8-1 Harvard. A huge rivalry here. The two Ivy Leaguers, the smartest people in the world, going at it. Quarterbacks actually have pretty good
They're
stats.
calculating angles of the ball.
The quarterback for Yale has 1,651 yards, 20 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions.
That's pretty
And
good.
the quarterback for Harvard has 2,138 yards, 20 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions.
oh my god.
They're just
have to
doing
watch
math on the sidelines, man. I tell you.
Yeah,
I'm
they
gonna
got
have
the
to
angle.
turn
You
that
have to
game on.
mark the pass.
Harvard's only
Alright,
loss
that's-
came to Brown. And Brown is currently...
There's a really good movie about a
3-6.
girl that goes to Brown and she is smoking hot in the movie.
But a huge rivalry game in the FCS, two Ivy League schools. It costs $145 for the cheapest ticket to this game.
Okay,
I mean, they're all-
you got to think all the alumni there are probably millionaires.
I know that's
Yeah.
And
That's
it's not cheap to go to
a
either
bunch
of those
of rich
schools.
people. That's a bunch of
Yeah,
rich
trust me.
people going to that shit. Yeah,
I applied.
that doesn't surprise me at all. How much is it to go there?
Did I get
Chance, you
denied?
applied, you know.
Well, I got my letter of I got declined. Not smart enough. Go figure. I just thought it'd be funny. I mean, I've done a lot of things that
Imagine if they'd have said you've been accepted.
I'd be like,
No, thank
yeah,
you.
no. I mean, I think it'd be cool to go there for a day.
Now, we do have two more really good rivalries this week in the FCS. Montana at 8-3, Montana State 11-0. And then the other one is North Dakota State 10-1 against 8-2 South Dakota. So there are a few good games in the FCS if you're looking to get away from watching Charleston Southern and Florida State play each other. There's a couple other good games there. Obviously, we have a few teams playing FBS schools. Wofford plays South Carolina, and the Citadel plays Clemson. Florida State's pretty much FCS at this point.
Something from the movie.
Yeah, they might as well.
They might get
Good
relegated.
rivalry.
Yeah.
6 o'clock on ESPN Plus. Idaho 8-3 at Idaho State 5-6. That game.
Go potatoes.
That game. The
The Potato
cheapest
Bowl?
ticket is $107.
Can you pay in potatoes?
Yeah.
Probably.
If I bring a bag of potatoes, am I allowed to go to that game? Probably not.
Now the quarterback
might be in
for
the Potato
Idaho
Bowl.
State, they're 5-6. He has 2,812 passing yards with 24 touchdowns and 7 interceptions.
Oh my god.
He almost has 3,000
Pretty
yards
solid.
passing, and they're
Take it easy,
5-6.
Their
So the defense
must
is their
suck.
issue.
Let's see. They average 35.6 points a game.
But they're probably giving up
God.
40.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't say how many they're giving up, though.
I don't think they want to show that.
Yeah, probably not.
Okay, I wouldn't either. Yeah, I don't want to show my search history, but
Okay.
probably why I didn't get into Harvard. They looked me up.
Probably.
They probably saw my movie and was like,
So
what
the
the fuck is
Montana
this?
State Montana game.
They heard you 619 the kid on the playground. Like, yeah, we can't.
Yeah, they did full background checks on me to get into Harvard. Surprised I didn't get into USC, the acting school. I think it would have been a great fit in LA.
The cheapest
I'd
ticket
probably show that movie as a
Montana
project.
Montana State is $220.
Holy hell!
Bunch of farmers out there and all those landowners.
The quarterback
You wanna
for
talk about
Montana
just
State,
wealth?
they're 11-0. He has 1,886 yards, 21 touchdowns, 1 interception, and their leading rusher has 1,221 yards and 13 touchdowns.
Oh my God.
Pretty solid.
The Montana running back has 921 yards and 12 touchdowns.
So you're saying they're going to run the football?
Yeah, it'll probably
A
be
lot.
a very, very quick game, if I had to guess.
We like it quick.
But moving on to FBS slate. Ole Miss, number 11 Ole Miss, travels to Florida. Can Florida pull it off 2 weeks in a row? Mississippi is a 9.5-point favorite right now. I think a pretty good game this week. Illinois at 7-3 travels to Rutgers, who is 6-4. Rutgers is a 1.5-point favorite. I think that'll be a pretty good game. Both teams, I feel like, are underrated in the Big Ten. Obviously, Illinois got off to that really hot start. Hasn't done a whole lot since.
They should just wear those uniforms full time.
Right.
Yeah, those were sweet.
But they do have their statement win over Michigan. Did play Penn State relatively close, and they beat Nebraska and beat Kansas when they were ranked as well. So Illinois has had a pretty good year. Rutgers, on the other hand, hasn't really beaten anybody good, other than Washington. So we'll see what they've got, but I think that'll be a pretty good game. Right now, ESPN's analytics has Rutgers at a 53.7% chance to win.
So you tell me there's a chance.
I'm cooking.
Moving on down the line, we've got our SEC schools playing their big-time matchups. Georgia plays UMass. Georgia, 43.5-point favorite. Tennessee plays 2-8 UTEP, 41.5-point favorite. Texas welcomes Kentucky. Texas, 20.5-point favorite. I think a possible upset game, one of two that I see right now. Number 4, Penn State travels to Minnesota, who's at 6-4. Penn State, a 12.5-point favorite, but Minnesota has proven that they can be a tough out in the Big Ten.
They always are.
So I think that this game could end up being a really close game. Could cause some problems for Penn State, who we've seen struggle at times this year. I think we can all agree they don't deserve to be ranked in the top 5.
Fuck no.
But the other upset game also at 3:30, BYU travels to 8-2 Arizona State. Arizona State currently
Arizona's
3.5. Definitely a game I think that Arizona State could come out and upset BYU, and we see BYU drop 2 in a row.
And Arizona State just got done. I think they beat a ranked team last week too, if I'm not mistaken.
Beat Kansas State.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
knocked off Kansas State.
They've been playing well.
Their only 2
Oh,
losses are
squad.
to Cincinnati and Texas Tech.
Hmm.
So we'll see what they've got. Another game I think could be an upset based on the way that this team played this week. Obviously, they knocked off BYU. 8-2 Colorado travels to 4-6 Kansas. Colorado currently only a 2.5-point favorite in that one.
Yeah,
Kinda like
Kansas beating.
against the spread in that game.
Mhm.
They're saying this one's going to be high scoring. 59.5 is the total. But we'll see what comes of that one. The big one, we didn't talk about it, big one at noon. College game day is going to be there. Big noon kickoff's going to be there. Number 5, 10-0 Indiana takes on number 2, 9-1 Ohio State in Columbus. Ohio State currently a 12-point favorite in this game. Not often you see a whole number when it comes to these. Usually it's like 12.5 or 11.5. The problem I see for Indiana in this game, obviously we're looking at a top 5 matchup, but who has Indiana played? Who has been their
Not a
toughest
whole
test
lot.
of the year? The toughest test of the year for them has probably been Michigan. Their non-conference
And Michigan's on pace to have
FIU, Western Illinois, and Charlotte. They've yet to play a ranked team. And, I mean, it's tough to come into Columbus and win, especially when they're ranked number 2. But with the atmosphere that's going to be around this game, because it's top 5, cheapest ticket you can get is $109. I believe I saw on Game Time they're up near like $400 for some of the good seats. So this game's going to be packed. People are going to want to go.
I have a couple questions for you, Jason.
Okay.
Because you're the Ohio State guy. Now, I think Ohio State will win. How far does Indiana fall if let's say Indiana competes, makes it close, but they lose? How far are they falling? Are they out completely?
They stay in the top 10.
They stay within the top 10.
They'll get in if
Take
they
into
only lose by a
account the
few.
opponent that they're playing when you look at this. Number 2, Ohio State, a team
Who's
a lot
been
of
number
people
2
still
for-
consider the best team in the country. So I think they stay in the top 10, and I think if they keep it close with Ohio State and beat Purdue, they are in the playoff.
Yeah. Now, what about the flip side? Ohio State becomes a 2-loss team. Now, both losses are top 5 losses, right? You go to Oregon, lose a close one that could have gone either way. A lot of people thought that you all lost that game versus Oregon winning that game. It's a close one against Indiana, but you just don't pull it out. It's 2 top 5 losses. What happens to Ohio? I know they're not going to fall that far, but what happens? They're a 2-loss team to 2 top 5, two other 2 top 5 teams. And does Indiana shoot to 1?
No.
Or do they go to 2
No,
behind Oregon?
They'll stay to 2.
No. I think what happens if Indiana wins this game, they flip spots. Ohio State goes to 5, Indiana goes to 2. If Ohio State wins, they stay at 2, obviously. Unless Oregon loses, then I think you jump them to 1, even with the head-to-head. If Indiana loses, they go down. I think they stay within the top 10. I don't punish them for losing this game, especially if they keep it close.
Yeah.
Just because,
If they cover, they stay in the top 10.
yeah, you're going to one of the toughest places in the country to play any sport. Toughest venue in a lot, so we'll see what they've got. This is going to be the real test of what is Indiana this year. Who are the Hoosiers?
Yeah.
So we'll really find that out this week. Can they keep it close with Ohio State? If they can't, what kind of resiliency do they show? Can they put up points against a good team? Can their defense hold a good team? That's what we're going to see this week.
Yeah.
They're going to run the ball like crazy.
Yeah, they're going to play
they're
keep
gonna
away
run
from
it.
the offense. They're going to keep Will Howard on the sideline, keep the 2 running backs on the sideline, and hope that they can stop the running game because you've got to take one dimension away, and I don't think any of their corners are stopping any of the Ohio State receivers.
No.
If
Not
you
at
can
all.
make Ohio State one-dimensional, you can force mistakes, you can force, incompletions. But if you can't stop the run game and they're able to run the ball as well as throw the ball against you, good night. With Henderson and Judkins, they'll tear that defense apart.
Yeah, absolutely.
Moving on down
All right,
the
cool.
line, Bobby, Pitt gets another shot here at a ranked team. Going on the road this time, Pitt at number 19, Louisville. Louisville currently an 8.5-point favorite. What are your thoughts on this one?
To me, it's all going to depend on who's playing quarterback for Pitt. I mean, the defense, up until that last drive, the defense didn't look bad against Clemson. I mean, Pitt's defense did what they did all year. They forced turnovers. They had no help on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, really, giving up, what was it, 24 points, you should win a lot of games. Pitt once again won the takeaway battle. The Sharks were feasting. Des Reed just keeps racking up all-purpose yards. If it wasn't for Ashton Genty, he'd probably lead the country in all-purpose yards. To me, it all comes down to who's playing quarterback. I have a lot more faith in Holstein than I do Yarnell. Yarnell didn't play bad against Clemson. He just I don't agree with a lot of the play calling. They didn't take any shots. It was all kind of dink and dunk here and there. And then you just have to limit the penalties. We killed multiple drives with just dumb penalties.
Yeah.
Louisville definitely a team that can be beat. I mean, they're 6-4, lost to Notre Dame 1 or 2 weeks after they got beat by NIU. So we'll see if Pitt can stay resilient and possibly. They still have a shot to win 9 games this year.
Yeah, that's a good season for Pitt.
Yeah, 9-3 is a really good season. I mean, you're bowling already. You know, you're going to go to a bowl game, but you want to win these 2 games to play in a higher caliber bowl game, to play higher caliber teams for the recruits. Looking on down, Chance, you're Irish. This is kind of a conflict for you, isn't it?
This is a hard one.
It is. It was a hard one against Navy too, but more Army. I really hope we don't shit on them, but I think we will.
So for everybody else, number 24 Army sitting at 9-0, traveling to number 8 Notre Dame at 9-1. Notre Dame currently a 17-point favorite. You just never know what to expect when you play Army. You never know what to expect when it comes to the triple option, how your defense is going to react. That's why I think putting a spread on this game is it's hard, and I don't agree with putting a spread on this game because, A, this game's neutral site, and
Where's
It's in Yankee Stadium.
yeah,
Yeah.
No shit.
and B,
It's gonna be pretty cool.
you just never know what's going to happen with the triple spread. It doesn't matter who you're playing. But I'm rooting for Army in this game. I want to see Army go undefeated. I want to see Boise State lose another game and Army jump them in the rankings to make the playoff in the first year of the 12-team playoff.
That would be.
I'd love to
electric.
see Army in the playoff.
Yeah, that would be absolutely electric.
But, Chance, what are your... I mean, obviously, we know about the triple option with Army. It's going to be tough for the defense. What are your thoughts on the offense going against this Army defense in this game?
Be physical up front. Your front seven's better than their front seven on respective sides of the ball. Just use your power. Go between the tackles. I mean, it's going to be one of those. Riley Leonard's going to use his legs like he always does. He's more of a running back than a quarterback. But yeah, I mean, you gotta be more physical than them. Just use the power that you have, because there's definitely a size advantage in the front seven of this game.
I think
And that's what you're gonna have to do.
the big message that Marcus Freeman needs to get across to his offense is we don't have to rush things. You know that Army is going to bleed clock, right? They're going to use as much clock as they can. They're the perfect style of offense, perfect team to be able to play keep away. I mean, what did they have, a 21-play drive for 13-some minutes in the one game?
Oh yeah,
So,
this is gonna be one of those games. If you're Notre Dame, you got to come out fast.
yeah, I again...
Because you might only get the
you
ball
can't keep
once
the-
in the.
Yeah,
you might
you
get
can't
the ball
keep
once
this
in the
game
first
close.
quarter.
But I don't want my offense rushing things, right? Leonard still needs
No,
to make
but-
his reads. We still need to play the running game well. You've got to be able to run the ball against Army.
And you have to get points.
be able
That's
to
the
run
biggest
ball.
thing. You're probably not going to get a whole lot of possessions on offense. You have to get points when you get on offense, whether it's 3 or 6, which would turn to 7. You have to get points. Like every
The
drive,
Army
it doesn't
doesn't
matter.
turn the ball over.
The big
No.
thing is
Either.
you cannot have negative rushes in this game. Because you
Bingo.
know how much, obviously, we know how much of the clock Army's going to use. We can say that over and over and over again, but that's just the way that their offense is. You cannot have negative carries in this game. You cannot take sacks. You cannot have screenplays get blown up. I think this is a game you scrap your screenplays. You cannot throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage in this game because that clock will run. And when that clock keeps running, when Army's on defense, it benefits their offense. Because they will wear down your front 7 on defense. I think that's going to be the biggest key for Notre Dame is being able to rotate guys in and out. Because their defensive linemen are going to get tired. It's very difficult to play against Army when all they do is run, run, run.
And especially now they got a quarterback that can throw the ball.
Yeah.
So don't get too complacent and just loading up the boxes. That quarterback can beat you over the top.
Now, I will say you really need to have good linebacker play in this game. And I think you have to put a lot of faith. I could see them playing a lot of man-to-man from the aspect of let your safeties roam free, playing a lot of cover 1. Because how often is Army going to look to take the top off, right? They're not going to do it maybe once or twice a game. So you have to be ready to pull your safeties up to the box to be able to stop the running game. So I think you're going to see a lot of cover 1 man-to-man out of Notre Dame in this game, trying to benefit from using an extra guy in the box, maybe even playing an extra linebacker this week at times.
I will say if we do play, we probably will play cover 1. But, I mean, I feel very comfortable with Xavier Watts back there being center fielder for that defense. Obviously, he won the Nagurski Award last year. Thanks, Caleb Williams. He threw it to him 5 times. But, yeah, I feel very confident
I think the other thing
with Watts back there
is you're going to see a lot of linebacker spying. There may be plays where you could technically have 2 or 3 linebackers spying, and it's just going to be 1 for each running back or 1 on the quarterback and 2 on a running back. Because that's really the only way with if you're Notre Dame, you utilize the athleticism you have in your second level. Let them go make plays. Let them spy and go attack, the running lanes, or else Army's going to run all over you, and you're going to give up 500 yards rushing in this game. It maybe only touched 3 times the whole game.
Yeah.
First play of the game, Army quarterback
You just can't keep it close.
Over the top. Crowd loses its mind.
I'm definitely going to be torn. Definitely going to be torn.
Another big game, we talked about this team a little bit last week. One, Alabama coming off playing Mercer, coming into this game a 14-point favorite, but having to go on the road at Oklahoma. Not going to be an easy place to play, especially with the fact that Alabama's coming to town. You know that stadium's going to be packed. Going to be a good atmosphere. I think
the horse carriage will fall over again.
Oklahoma against the spread in this one, with it being a 2-touchdown spread, I think it's going to be tough for Alabama offensively. That crowd's going to be loud. And we've seen what Oklahoma crowds can do with their really good teams in big matchups. So we'll see what kind of havoc that crowd can raise. But looking on the other side of the Iron Bowl, Texas A&M at 8-2 travels to 4-6 Auburn. A&M is currently only a 2.5-point favorite in this game, which is hard to believe considering they're 8-2 and Auburn's 4-6. But again, you're going between the hedges,
And Auburn just got done dropping 46.
Yeah. So we'll
see. They found their
what
offense again
game.
somehow.
We'll see what comes of that game. A&M obviously has had their moments where they've looked god-awful. They've had their games where they probably should have won, but didn't. you know, and they've had their games where they've looked really good. So we'll see what A&M team shows up in this game. I think that they've built a little bit of momentum, even with, I believe they lost to South Carolina a few weeks ago. What was it, 2 weeks ago they lost to South Carolina?
Couple
Yeah.
weeks, yeah. Maybe, yeah.
So we'll see what happens with this A&M team. We'll see what team shows up. Vandy has the chance to do the funniest thing ever. At 6-4, they're traveling to LSU, also 6-4. LSU currently a 9-point favorite. Don't count out the Commodores.
No, Brian
Wow.
Kelly won't have his team ready. He's lost it.
Yeah,
I
I
love
think he really has lost that team. I think his time in
He's
LSU
done.
and maybe in college football is coming to an end. Someone
Yep.
may hire him, but if I'm a Power 5 school, why would I hire a guy that can't win the big-time games?
Might see him in Division II.
FCS, lower Division 1.
He's made his money. If he doesn't get another job, he's fine.
Yeah.
He's laughing to the bank.
And then two more games I want to look at. The first one being the Bearcats of Cincinnati at 5-5, travel to number 16 Kansas State, coming off a tough loss against Arizona State. KSU currently
At home,
9-point
too, I think.
favorite. I think this is a chance for Kansas State to lose another one. I really do. Cincinnati played Iowa State close last night. We'll see what they come out with for this game, but I see this one being closer than 9. And then the last game I want to look at, big-time rivalry in the Big Ten. 5-5 USC travels to 4-6 UCLA. They ain't going very far, but they are
Yeah,
traveling.
just down the road.
USC currently
USC just got done a
5-point
wild
favorite.
one. Yeah, USC
The
just
most
got done a
egregious
wild
holding
one.
call in America.
Yeah. In a wild one against Nebraska. That game had a little bit of everything. Yesterday afternoon.
So that wraps up our Week 13 slate. Some good games in there. Big top 5 matchup to kind of prove something for one of the teams. Maybe to jump and really solidify themselves in the playoff. I think if Ohio State wins, unless they lose to that school up north, they're in the playoff.
Yeah. They're there. I think Oregon's a lock. I think Ohio State's a lock.
I think Texas is a lock at this point.
Which sucks because they've played literally nobody. I mean, you talk about a cupcake fucking schedule. And the one ranked team they've played, they got their asses kicked at home. Speaking of that, did anyone throw anything on the field this week? Or we finally go a week without
Not
anything?
that I saw.
Yeah, I didn't see anything about it. So, hey, how about that?
Hey,
Huh?
baby steps.
Yeah, we broke the
Baby
3
steps, I
game,
love it.
the 3 week deal. We're on the mend. We're back on the rise. Good job to all schools for not throwing shit on the field. Thank you, fans, organizations, all of you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't. Ohio State, I think, is as long as they don't lose to that dumb team up north, I think they'll be fine.
Where are the Hoosiers?
Miami a lock? Do we think Miami's in there?
No.
No,
They still have to
they're
win
not
the
a lock?
ACC.
No, SMU
I think they have to win the
is currently
ACC.
leading the SEC or the ACC.
Who is?
SMU.
SMU.
Good for them.
SM fucking U. Wow. What?
I think they'd beat Miami too.
Those
What
two
a
will
time.
play in the conference championship, and that's when you'll get your answer, unless one of them
Yeah.
gets knocked out. But right now, looking at it, let's go over here.
Is Alabama a lock? They win out. Are they a lock? Because they're not going to be in the SEC championship game, I don't think. Are they a lock?
I don't think so. I mean, they've still got some work to do. They've got to win out. I mean, they can't have a letdown against Oklahoma. They can't have a letdown against Auburn. They lose either one of those two games,
Nope.
they're out.
They're done. Yeah. How many? I mean, look at how many SEC teams who are in the conversation, who after this week or next week are done. You know, you're not making it in with 3 losses. That's just not happening.
And
Notre Dame has to win out to get the votes.
They are at home against Auburn this year.
Never know. Stranger things happen in the Iron Bowl, baby.
They have the kick
True.
6. But right now, your two teams in the SEC championship, we could see it back-to-back weeks, are Texas and Texas A&M. Obviously, they play each other the last week of the year, so it's all going to depend on tiebreakers. And I don't know how some of these tiebreakers are going, because Georgia and Texas A&M have not played each other. But they could end up tied at number 2 in the rankings.
Yep.
I mean, obviously, Georgia holds the tiebreaker over Tennessee. Tennessee holds the tiebreaker over Alabama. If Tennessee loses
Doomsday.
between Alabama and Georgia, Alabama holds that tiebreaker. But A&M has not
Ole Miss
played
holds the tiebreaker over
one of those 3 teams. So it'll be interesting to see what happens if we get a tie at 2 losses. Who goes, who stays?
Come on, A&M. Go fuck up Texas.
I hate A&M.
Aguilera, baby!
Bunch of weirdos. Surprised they're not in white
Correct.
hoods.
Jesus. All right.
Texas A&M is a
Sorry.
military school.
I get that.
Yeah.
But the
What are we
cult part of it.
Oh, Jesus.
You know,
All
the
right,
midnight
well-
yell that they hold. Yeah.
We're
little weird.
gonna go to a break now before this gets out of hand, and when we come back, we got some more things to talk about. Got a little college basketball. I got a little rant to go over, and we got some NHL to go over. All that in hour number 2. Chance.
Right here, right now.
Break time.
Only 10 men on the field at the 25-yard line. And they're going to take the delay of game. What a moment here in Denver. One for the big ball. Got a man open. Ball is caught. Touchdown. Chad Ochocinco. You know there's going to be a tribute here for Chris Henry.
Look out! Right through! A kick block by Steve Gleason. It is scooped and scored by Curtis DeLuca. Touchdown, New Orleans!
You could not script this any better than it just happened from the New Orleans Saints. Everybody thought that the wave of emotion would come in with the Saints.
Nice pickup. Wide open for the speedster. Goodwin. And Goodwin is gone. A 49er touchdown. As New England decided to defer after winning the toss. And here's Hines on the run back, breaking a tackle and taking it past midfield. And down the sideline he goes. This is storybook. An opening kickoff return for Damar Hamlin. And this place is absolutely going wild.
Hold on.
Something
3,
very
2, 1,
special
pal. We're live.
Hold on. I'm leaving the match. I got something very special planned.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
when we get to do my Trump dance. Hold on. Let me go to my Apple Music on my TV.
That dance is taking over. All right, so
I
hour
respect that.
2, we're scrapping whatever I said. Whatever I said at the end of hour 1, scrap it, fuck it, whatever. Doesn't matter. Delete it. Don't do whatever. We're going right to the NFL. We have a get now. If you didn't watch last week, Jason's record is at 69-69. Probably most impressive
He's
thing.
done.
So he's done picking. So this week we have a special guest picker. We have Nessa. But before we get there, we have to run through picks. And the first thing we have to talk about, because someone's got to do a dance apparently,
I can't figure it out. Why is my remote not working?
There's literally a
James.
tutorial on how you do it, Chance, on TikTok.
No, I know how to do the dance.
I guess this is
No,
the
he's
new
talking about his
segment,
remote.
Chance versus technology.
Yeah.
Shit me.
This is why
Did you
you couldn't
try
get
changing
into
the
RV.
batteries, bud?
But
Like,
it-
good
I-
lord. Oh my
I hear
lord.
you
Anyway,
stating like
we'll
the
get there
Bridgestones right
eventually.
there.
Anyway. All right, so Thursday night was abysmal. What we all
Chance,
thought was going to be a
please
fantastic
lower
game.
A little bit. Your crotch is right at the camera.
Sorry. The hell?
The Eagles and Commanders got it on for the NFC East on Thursday night. It was an atrocious game to watch. It's not a
God,
fun
my
game
porn
to
just
watch.
came up on my TV. Shit.
Both teams looked terrible, Bobby. They looked horrible. Jalen Hurts looked terrible.
Yeah.
Daniels didn't look that great. The saving grace was Saquon was doing Saquon things. He had a couple touchdowns. But the Eagles now lead the NFC East. Bobby,
Maybe.
a low scoring. Oh, you ready, bud? You just got to
No.
give me the cue. All right, well, Bobby, the Steelers,
Fire.
a low scoring battle. We had
There
a
we go.
typical.
That
That
is a typical Steelers-Ravens game to a T.
Now, I think the most shocking thing in this whole football game was Justin Tucker back-to-back misses. Probably the difference
Like,
in
not
the
even-
football game.
No, it was the difference. We won by 2.
Yeah, the difference in the football game, Justin Tucker missing 2 field goals. And then obviously the failed 2-point conversion. Your defense held strong there at the end, got it done, brought in Justin Fields for a little wildcat action
I don't know, I
to
think-
end the game.
The spark of the game was when Watt met Henry in the backfield and just planted him.
Yeah, that set a tone for sure. What are your thoughts on this game? This is the start of your tough schedule, conference play. You got the Eagles still, you got the Chiefs still, I believe, on
Then
Christmas
the
Day,
then the AFC North.
and then you have the entire AFC North. Good start for you guys. What's the feeling like in Pittsburgh right now? Obviously, 8-2 now, I think. Running the North,
Yes,
making my prediction look
vibes are high.
amazing.
Vibes are high.
Making my prediction look amazing.
I'll be honest.
People-
At first, I did not agree with Tomlin going right to Russell Wilson, but he might be a genius.
A lot of people are actually saying that he fumbled the Cowboys game on purpose just to get Russell in, because there's
I
no
believe
way
it.
if you go 5-1 with Fields, there's no way you're taking him out. There can't be any way.
No,
The way he was looking, the way the team was rolling, 5-1, you're gonna take your
We-
guy out after he's. I mean, you can't do that. I don't think.
we've never had a quarterback that's been able to scramble like that.
No. So what's Russell Wilson? How close is he to breaking the record now? 1 or 2?
For what?
Roethlisberger's touchdown thing in a season or something.
Oh no, he's not even close.
What was the stat line I saw on Twitter that was going around?
Right. If it's most wins in debut for a team, Ben won. Ben came in after week 1 as his rookie and then lost in the AFC Championship to Tom Brady.
Yeah.
He won. He did not lose a game till the AFC Championship.
There's some wild stat out
As
there.
long as
right
that
now.
doesn't repeat itself,
Facts.
I just want to win a playoff game, man.
That's a W season right there.
I just want to win a playoff game.
Yeah.
If we keep on this train we're rolling, it could be a home playoff game. I mean, you're going to have your fate
Could be
in
a
your
top 2
hands.
seed in
Getting
the Could be a
KC,
top 2 seed in the AFC.
getting
my
KC,
boy.
getting KC at the end could be kind of have your fate in your
For
own
the
hands.
number
there,
1
in my
overall
opinion.
seed. Like that's
No, no, that's probably going to be Buffalo.
very true. Yeah. All right.
Buffalo would have potentially though the Steelers KC could be for that second seed.
But being the top 2 would be incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Guaranteed home playoff game.
Yep. You get a
Get the
week off
Yinzers out there.
to chill. Yeah, you get a week off. Get the bodies rested. Wilson's not 23 anymore. He's 37, I think. 37, 38.
No shit.
So get him a little bit of rest. Hell yeah.
I think he's only 35, actually.
Is he? Sometimes he plays like
I mean,
he's
I say only,
24.
but yeah, I say only, but for a quarterback, 35 is pretty old.
Yeah. All right. The Lions absolutely demolished Jacksonville today. Wasn't even close. 52-6. Goff had 412 yards and 4 touchdowns. Amon-Ra St. Brown had 161 yards and 2 tutties. Good for him.
Yeah,
The
what me and Chance have said showed again today. The Lions are the best team in the NFL. Not even close.
Yeah. As biased Packer fans, it sucks to see, but as unbiased journalist now,
The Lions are the best team in the NFL.
yeah, it is not even close. I would put
Still a chance
Buffalo
for a
up there.
cosmic collapse.
Yeah,
It very well could happen.
yeah.
I mean, we did have the first ever mid-change quarterback tiers in the
That is
middle
true,
of the
we
game.
did.
We did
They
have that
probably
last
could have
week.
dropped a couple more tiers
Yeah.
after that.
Huh?
5
Probably
total
could have dropped a couple
interceptions
more
too.
tiers after that.
Yeah. Like, golly. Los Angeles, the Rams hold on against the Patriots, 28-22 on the road. Good win for the Rams. Drake May look pretty good. He didn't look terrible today. He's starting to gain some confidence throwing the rock. Like, it's not bad at all. Depression in Cleveland never fails. Taysom Hill goes for a hat trick of touchdowns, 138 yards
4.
on the ground. 35-14 rout of your
Jeez.
Cleveland Browns, Jason. You're looking like you're fighting for the number 1 pick right now.
Yeah, we'll take a fucking quarterback.
Hey, Jameis didn't play bad though.
He had 345 passing yards today and lost the football game.
And he didn't throw a pick.
Yeah, 2 tutties, no interceptions.
For him, that's a hell of a day.
Exactly. 345 yards, and y'all lost. I'd blame this one on your defense, buddy. I'd blame your defense for this one. It was no bueno.
I blame Taysom Hill.
I almost picked up your defense in fantasy, too, in one of my leagues.
No, you should have.
Ooh.
Almost.
That's all right. Bose had Taysom Hill on his IR still. He hadn't taken him off IR.
Oh,
That's
Real.
he probably got, what, 40 points?
41.7.
Jesus.
Yeah. The Colts
Poor
hang
Bills.
on. Late back and forth game against the Jets on the road, 28-27. Indy's back in that playoff conversation. Richardson looked pretty good today.
This could have
He had
been
a couple
This
rushing tutties.
was like this might have been the best game of his career.
Potentially. Definitely
He
in
wasn't
his
shooting blanks anymore.
Yep. The Vikings, 10-point victory over the Titans. Will Levis, probably the best game he's had all year. 295 yards today in a losing
Yeah, and
effort.
I think, 99 was on one play?
Yeah.
98.
Miami puts up 17 in the fourth quarter for what would become a rout of a win, 34-19 over the Raiders. Turn page. Do you have it ready? Because we're finally here. Are you ready? Are you good to go?
Yeah.
We'll start dancing
Yeah.
because somehow, some way, the Green Bay fucking Packers did everything to lose that football game.
Times must we take this disgrace? I'm not a best fan, throwing insults in our face. The Packers are the greatest team to ever play a game. Even if from time to time they've been a little lame. How
I think you should have had the Macarena
with your
playing.
big man? Not even Porky
Yeah.
was as big a
This is great. So let's let it finish.
That's mostly based on luck. The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. The Bears still
That's
suck.
not copyright infringement here.
Really, really, really suck.
Jason, we
Yes,
got
the Bears-
copyrighted last week, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
For what?
It was one of the videos I put on there.
For what?
It was. I think it was the. I think it was the tribute video to Ben. They flagged me.
Yeah, ESPN had that shit copyrighted.
Soldier Field in Green
Fucking
Bay, I told them I said they only won one lousy Super Bowl.
All right. Come on.
All right,
I gotta
Chance.
continue on.
Okay.
Quality song,
Sorry.
but Green
One of the
Bay,
greatest songs in America.
Green Bay blocks a field goal to hold on barely against the Chicago Bears today, 20-19. LaFleur is now 11-0 against the Bears since becoming the Packers head coach. Chance, we didn't deserve to win that football game at all, but somehow, playing the worst game of the season, we still somehow hang on there.
Right, Trick?
Left points on the board. Love didn't look bad. Christian Watson, welcome back to the fucking team. Josh Jacobs is proven to be a credible pickup in the offseason when there's a lot of question marks. What is your take on this game? What are your thoughts going forward?
Gotta clean up the red zone. Obviously, pick doesn't help. But, yeah, the defense needs some work. Quay Walker should not be on the field. He should be taking my order at Chili's, and even then he probably couldn't even do that right.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's bad.
It's not.
He needs to be on
it's not
special
good.
teams. It's for special players. But, I can't remember the last time the Packers blocked a field goal.
I can't either.
I don't think it's ever happened in my lifetime. It probably
We've
has
done it
once.
twice. We've done it twice in a game this year.
Yeah, we don't do that in Green Bay, but this is the most Bears way to lose a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely going to need to be some changes, but this reminded me a lot of 2018. Mike McCarthy's last game. He got fired after this game against the Cardinals. I mean, clear-cut favorites. Should have blown him out of the water. You lose that game, you get fired. I would not have been surprised if Matt LaFleur if he would have lost this game, would have been fired.
Yeah, you don't lose to
mean-
the Bears. It's just
No, it's just like one of those things. I mean, the whispers would start. If he wouldn't have turned it around for this year, then he probably would have got canned.
yeah. Yeah,
But
because there's
this
a lot of
was the best game
expectations
the
on this
Bears
team.
has played all year.
Yeah.
And this was by far the worst game we have played all year.
Mhm.
So, yeah, never apologizing for a win, especially against the Bears. Definitely didn't deserve it, but
We'll take it.
7-3 in the NFC right now. It's looking pretty good
Yep, for sure.
because the division's gone. It just is.
Yeah, it's
But there's
The way
still
the
a chance for a cosmic collapse.
but the way the lines are looking right now, Minnesota's definitely a chance to jump Minnesota. They haven't looked very good the last few games for sure.
No, Sam Darnold's turning into his old self again.
Yeah, so there's still a chance to
Which
at
I
least
love.
come out second in that division, up our seating a little bit. But the way the lines look right now, it's I don't think there's any catching him. But
No.
The only thing that's going to hurt the Lions is Dan Campbell being aggressive.
And
Yeah.
Jared Goff.
Yeah.
turning into Jared.
Well,
Goff.
today he might have stayed. He might not have dropped a tier after today's game.
No. He survived. He's
Yeah.
slowly moving off the shelf into the storage units.
As long as he doesn't throw another 5 interception game, I think he'll be all right.
Somehow they still won.
Yeah, I
God,
think
man.
that's a real concern for the Texans. I think we
Yeah,
have
that
big,
was more
big
on
talks
the
about
Texans.
the Texans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that showed us a little bit. Oh, so this Houston team's not as good as we thought.
find
Seahawks
out.
beat. Yep, Seahawks in a tough win against the 49ers, keeping that NFC
Love it.
West wide the fuck open. Denver. How about
Yeah, 'cause
Denver
the Rams won
Broncos?
too today.
Oh my lord. The Denver Broncos, boys,
Bo
showed
Nix
out
is-
today. Bo
I
Nix.
think the Falcons are frauds.
Yeah, don't sleep on Bo Nix this year, boys. Like this team's hot. This team's got some confidence. They all of a sudden they have playoff aspirations, I think now. Couple
Good
off
win
weeks,
rookie of the
but yeah, I mean, look out. What was the other game? Shit. Why am I drawing a blank?
Chiefs and Bills.
Chiefs and Bills. Finally, the Chiefs fucking lose a football game. That's all that needs to be said there. Josh Allen, hot damn.
MVP.
Give that man
Yeah.
the MVP. I don't give a damn what anybody else is doing. Give that man the MVP.
With all
Played
those
his-
injuries that he faced today to win that game.
Now,
Yeah,
he did
he's the
throw
MVP.
that throw that he made to Knox on that 4th and 3. Good God, buddy. You got to make a better throw than that. I was like, thought I was watching Jordan Love for a second, and I was like, oh my God. But he pulled through, got the W. Finally, the Chiefs lose a freaking football game. It was only a matter of time. They couldn't catch. I'm sorry. There's no way you can keep doing what you're doing and win football
Oh,
games
no.
like they were. It was bound in a tournament to happen, and it finally did.
Oh my God.
What is the score of the Chargers game? I'm assuming
Chargers
the Bengals
recovered a
scored.
fumble. No, the Chargers recovered a fumble and took it to the house.
So that's 7-0.
Chargers.
About to be 14-3.
Wow.
But he looked down. Well, replay's going on right now.
So potentially
Knees down.
potentially 14-3, but
7-3.
right 7-3. Okay.
Yeah,
That's what
knee
we
was
need to hear.
down.
All right.
Could
So
be targeting though.
I'm not gonna lie, boys. I totally forgot my damn record holder book, but I do know this. Bobby, you have 101 wins. Congrats on being the first one to 100 wins. But it wasn't a good week for you. You had the worst week out of everybody. Shocking.
Ooh.
You had a losing week. Jason
Nice.
had the best week out of everybody
If we were
if he
keeping
was
score.
picking. If he was picking, he had the best week. So, I had the second best week. Chance, you were third. Bobby was last. Now, which is hilarious because it's the complete flip of how the rankings are, mostly. Bobby, you are currently leading after week 10. Or going into this week, you were leading. I am right behind you. I think I'm like 4 or 5 picks behind you. Chance, you are a couple picks behind me. It's very close, very tight between two of us. And Jason is Jason. 69ing and 69ing right now. Jason is
He's the
69ing
write-in
and
winner.
69ing currently. All right.
He's going to be the
So-
co-winner.
I retain my
So-
title.
Here we go.
You get half a point. It's like an overtime win.
So, since we have our guest picker Nessa here today, she's going to pick first because she would be in Jason's spot. So, she picks first on every pick, then it would be me, then Chance, then Bobby. That's how we're doing it this week. All right. So Thursday night, this is actually going to be hilarious here in about a hot second. This is the only time this is probably going to happen all year. The Cleveland Browns host the Pittsburgh Steelers. We got the rivalry game finally. It's not really going to be much of a football game, I don't think.
You never know.
Tomlin
true.
plays down to bad teams. You never know.
Nessa, are you going to pick against your man's team? Are you going to ride with Bobby, or are you going to pick the Browns this week? Who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Browns.
Very enthusiastic.
That sounded painful to say.
There was
Good
no
battle confidence.
conviction in that pick at all.
Payment under the table.
Oh, she's paying
Oh,
me
there
under
was
the table, but
no-
she can't see that payment.
Oh my goodness. I'm going with
This is a kid show.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
This is a
right.
family
Did you
show.
hear the shit that Chance said last week?
That's
That is
so
true.
true.
That is true.
That is
Y'all get
so
on
true.
this right now, so I can say whatever I want.
I don't. What did I say last week?
Oh, a lot, bud.
I don't remember.
Well, we're not going to repeat it. If you want to know what you said, go watch it. Chance, who you picking? Browns or Steelers? Okay. And actually, I got it flipped. Bobby, you will be the third pick. So it's Chance that had the worst week. So I got that flipped. See? Me not having my stuff here is killing the show. I need to get my shit together. All right.
Yeah, figure it the
Sunday.
fuck out.
I know. You know what? I don't want to hear it.
Attitudes that are killing the show.
Boo
No.
Mostert.
It's what makes it interesting. The Giants are at home. The New York Giants, the football Giants, are at
They're
home
still a
against the
football
Tampa
team?
Bay. Yeah, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh,
Nessa, who you picking? The Giants or the Bucks?
the Buccaneers.
Bucks.
Cross, I have a question for you.
Not those ones.
What? That one wasn't.
That wasn't a
that
reason.
wasn't one of the ones.
I
you
just
had
don't
a
like the
reason.
Giants. Fuck the Giants. They were great.
Cross, I have a question for you.
Facts.
Or blue and red. The Jets wear green.
Baby steps.
We're getting there.
There's 2 teams in New York.
Oh man.
You at least knew that a team in New York wore green. I am proud of you for that.
Well, I think of the Green Giant when I think of the Giants.
The Jolly Green Giant.
Yeah.
Well, good book.
Yes, the veggie Jolly Green Giant.
Anyways.
Or the Hulk.
Jason, Bobby's got a question for you, bud.
How's Baker been off a bye week in his career?
They're playing the Giants.
That
They
is
are
true.
playing the
So yeah.
At
Fair enough.
on the road.
He's
Daniel
been
Jones is
fine.
at
Oh
home.
yeah.
He also did play for the Browns, so.
Oh, Daniel Jones at home isn't good.
Yeah.
They're starting Drew Lock.
Oh, that's right. They benched Jones.
Wait, they
I forgot.
benched it. Oh,
Yeah.
Bucks by
Yeah.
30.
Bucks by 30. I love it. You want me to write that down on there?
No, because then if they don't win by 30, I don't want to get penalized. I'm going to take
Chance, you
Tampa to
going
cover the
Bucks?
spread.
Clean
Yes.
sweep. All right.
Yeah.
Bobby, the spread might be 30.
That is true.
All right. I'm very thankful that I don't have to rely on this team to end an undefeated record. The Carolina Panthers are at home against the Kansas City Chiefs. Nessa. Panthers off of
So-
what? What did she say?
Fuck
I think
Taylor
she said the
Swift,
Panthers.
so the Panthers.
Fuck Taylor Swift. All right.
love
the
it.
Panther-
God,
That's great energy. It's great energy. I'm gonna have to take Chiefs on this one.
Get the fuck out, you little pussy.
Sorry, I don't believe
Right
much
the
in
fuck
the Carolina
Who's a Swiftie?
Panthers. Bobby.
Yeah, they got the nice jerseys, the black ones.
I can't stand the Panthers, so as much as it pains me to say, Chiefs.
You're out of the family, Bobby. Get the fuck out.
Oh wow! Oh wow! Oh man, that's electric. Chance.
You know, there's always one game in the NFL where a team has no business being in and winning. And I thought it was going to be this week. I thought it was going to be Jacksonville upsetting Detroit. But
You did pick
that
the
didn't come to
Jags.
fruition. I didn't
Not
take the
even-
Jags. I took the Lions.
Oh, that's right. You did take the Lions. That was a big deal.
Yes. I'm taking the Panthers because they have no business winning this game, and they'll be 3-0 in Bryce Young's return to starting.
It says a lot when Chance and I agree on
They're going to drop 50 on them.
It's a lot.
Oh man.
And Taylor Swift can make a song about it.
We'll cry about it later.
All right. I guess this is a rivalry now, potentially, but I have a feeling I know where this is going to go. The Washington Commanders are at home against the Dallas Cowboys.
It's always been a rivalry.
Nessa, the new look
A division
Commanders or the bum ass Dallas Cowboys.
I'm gonna go with the Commanders.
Commanders.
Is it in Dallas?
No, it is in Washington.
I'm going to say what time in Dallas, because you know the sun's going to be poking its head through the...
1 o'clock in
Hey,
Washington
they put
won't even be a
curtains.
factor.
They put curtains in for Jake Paul, though, but won't do it for their own team.
Yeah.
See?
And it was at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were they scared of the moon?
Make it make sense.
Werewolf in the stands or some shit?
Hey, Chance, so how's the moon treating you?
Not a fan. Was that Oprah on an Old Navy commercial?
Oh God.
She had a fat ass in that. I don't think it was Oprah. She looked a little too young.
Oh
Oprah might be in the
my
walker.
God. Anyway. Oh shit. I'm taking the Commanders, Bobby.
Commanders.
Fuck the Patriots. Right, yeah.
Giants.
Commanders. I
Oh,
hate cruises.
man. All right.
Who wants to be lost at sea? Not me.
All right. So I have a feeling I
Get
know
fucking
Nessa's
drunk.
next pick for this one. Miami Dolphins host the New England Patriots. I'm assuming since you just said fuck the Patriots under your breath into the microphone that you're going with the Dolphins.
Oh yeah, I am.
All right.
Big Two of the vegetable fan.
The next Stephen Hawking.
I'm a little tired.
He'll be rolling.
Golly.
Hopefully not into the tide.
I'm going to take Drake May and the New England Patriots this week.
Fuck the Patriots. What wings?
St. John Bosco,
Bobby.
31. Santa
You know what?
Margarita, 9.
Tua looked really good today. Give me the Dolphins.
Is it in New England?
No, it is in Miami.
I don't think give me the
Oh, it's-
Dolphins.
Yeah, it's going to be warm. They're going to.
Yeah, give me the Dolphins.
Does Tyreek
Right.
get arrested again?
Shit.
Hey, that was the best game he had all season. Maybe he wants
or
to think
injure
about
his,
that.
hey,
Did he
or
not get
injure
hurt
his
or some
back.
shit today?
No, he got injured during a touchdown celebration with Odell.
Oh, yeah, 2 weeks ago. Right, yeah.
Oh, it's his fault.
Idiot.
Don't try this at home.
Yeah.
Don't try it at all.
Chance.
Don't try it on a
Hey,
football
that was
field.
different. I had it to a T. I knew what I was doing.
Hey, he didn't get hurt. He just kicked the other dude in the face.
Yeah, the other kid got hurt. As it was intended to be.
It was a
Sorry.
success.
As it was intended to be.
He's got to know I'm coming for the 619. He's got to know to put his hands up and block some of it so it looks real. He just didn't get the memo.
Buddy was just relaxing, enjoying his day on the playground. Here comes just Chance flying around the corner, just legs just right directly square in the nose. Yeah, he was totally expecting it.
I gave him the signal. It's incoming.
Richie, incoming!
Pick up the
that's
ball.
hilarious.
The ball.
Oh.
All right. The Houston Texans are at home against the Tennessee Titans. Nessa, who you got?
I'm scared to say that. Fuck the Watt brothers.
Hey!
Tennessee it is.
Has TJ Watt's jersey on. He's the brother of the dude you just looked up.
Hey, their commercial is my new favorite commercial.
Oh, it's hysterical. It's amazing. All right, so you're taking the Titans. I will.
Well, I
take
mean,
the
two of the three are legit. The third one's just kind of there.
Texans. Yeah.
Yeah, TJ's
Bobby.
just kind of there most of the time.
Yeah, defensive player of the year. He's just kind of existing. Derek Watt's
Just
future
chilling.
Hall of Famer.
Chilling. Bobby, who you taking?
Texans. Anybody that puts mayonnaise in coffee is irrelevant.
That's just have some feel. That's just nasty. Chance.
Because it's a fact.
Do you put mayonnaise in your coffee?
I don't, but I mean it's good for you.
It is
Hey,
not an
look,
instrument
Titans.
either.
They're putting it together slowly.
Slowly.
Yes, I think this is a full week.
Slow.
Yeah, that's me.
All right.
This is an incredible backflip. Justin
The
Herbert is
Indianapolis
looking
Colts,
like
who
an
all of a
MVP.
sudden have life again.
They have a quarterback now.
Apparently.
He can hit a target downrange.
Yeah.
And he didn't tap
Apparently.
out this week.
Yeah, facts. They're at home. They're hosting the Detroit Lions. Nessa, who you going with?
I'm going with the Lions.
With the Lions. I kind of figured. Ah.
MTBC.
He's the GOAT.
Ah.
If you could draft a head coach in fantasy football, he would be the first pick.
Most likely. Yeah, unfortunately, the Lions, I'm going to take them as well. Bobby, I think I know your answer.
MCDC all the way.
Chance.
Lions.
It's hard. It's really hard to not pick them.
They're the best team in football.
Kind of sucks. All right, so Chance is gonna absolutely
I just
hate
don't
this
pick the Bears.
picking. Okay, so you've got the Vikings in this next one then.
Yes. Because the Bears suck.
The Bears do suck. All right. So if y'all don't understand what's going on, the Chicago Bears, after getting their hearts broken for the 11th straight time, will host the Minnesota Vikings. Nessa, who you got?
Duh, Bears.
Disgusting.
You can't pick a team that has a white man with long blonde hair as the mascot. It's like Fabio.
That's actually my
My
school
high school
mascot.
mascot was a Viking.
Yeah, that was my school. That was my high school mascot. Was a Viking.
I almost dressed up as the Viking for the football team.
Oh, you were that kid?
They were going to pay me to do it.
Well, when you don't have a girlfriend and you have nothing left to lose, that's what you do.
Oh, speaking of mascots, funny story.
Oh,
So for the Pitt game Saturday was senior night. Apparently the mascot's a senior. He got honored at the game.
Attaboy.
I did
Shout out
dress
to
up
Rock.
as Jeffrey the Giraffe at Toys R Us when I worked there.
Mascot story.
Jesus.
I was Jeffrey the Giraffe at Toys R Us for one day.
Bobby,
Nice.
That wasn't a funny story.
No, it was a fact.
Bobby, Bears or Vikings?
Oh, I don't know this next one.
I don't like either team.
Neither do I.
I'm gonna ride the hot hand with the Vikings here.
I did not.
I think Justin Jefferson could have a field day with that Bears secondary.
Thought he was gonna have a field day today, but apparently not. All right, we're off to the 4 o'clock slate. We got one at 4:05.
Ooh, Rams and Eagles next week.
Yes. The
I
Raiders
don't like to bet against Stafford, but I might have to.
the Las Vegas Raiders are at home against the Denver Broncos. Nessa.
Broncos.
Broncos.
Ah, fuck.
Wow. Hey, just imagine what the Broncos are going to do next year when they don't have Wilson on their budget anymore. Like, that's going to be... They're going to do some great things in this offseason. Bobby.
Billy, do you want to know what I told her that sparked that fuck?
Sure.
I told her that the Broncos quarterback played at Auburn.
And Oregon.
And Oregon, but yeah.
I don't think Auburn might not want to claim him after he transferred.
Who? I don't think Bo Nix wants to claim that he played at Auburn.
Oh my
Sure.
god, that was a terrible throw.
Bobby, Raiders
Oh.
or Broncos, my friend?
Vegas is a dumpster fire. According to Chance, they should be off the shelf.
They are off the shelf.
They are off
And
the
of
shelf.
course
They
the
were thrown
Broncos.
off the shelf. Chance, are you sweeping it?
Yes.
All right.
Shit.
Big Bo Nix believer.
All right. 425.
That's what I heard him say.
This is going to be an interesting game. The Green Bay Packers are at home against the San Francisco 49ers. Now, on my side, this is an in-house rivalry because my significant other is a 49er fan. So this should be interesting. I got Green Bay. Chance got Green Bay, always. Nessa, who you going with?
Fuck Green Bay. We're going with 49ers.
Jesus.
I don't root for poverty franchises, so I wouldn't know anything about that.
I don't vote for either team, but here we are.
Bobby, Packers or 49ers?
It's all going to depend if Kittle's back.
Both played that up and get killed on the
Right now, I'm going to ride with San Fran.
Hey,
All right.
Chance.
What?
Nessa has a joke for
I
you.
think it's funny. What do the Green Bay Packers and Possums have in common?
And what?
And Possums have in common?
I don't know.
Both play dead at home and get killed on the road.
Well, we went on the road, so
We did win on the road.
Oh, I put it on.
It's okay. No, it's fine.
We've also won 13 NFL titles on the road as well, so.
That is also true. We also have the most wins in NFL history.
It's just
I'm just a girl.
All right. So, the other 4:25 game, we have Seattle at home against the Arizona Cardinals. Big NFC West rivalry. Big for the division. Nessa, who you going with?
The Cardinals quarterback is a midget. Go Seahawks.
He's probably. Hey, they were on a bye this week. He's probably racking up some serious Call of Duty time.
Oh,
Hey,
my
he is
goodness.
3-0 since Call of Duty has came out. He has flipped the script.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Ever since Call of Duty Black Ops 6 came out, and this man has been rolling.
Because it's an actual good Call of Duty.
That might be the secret. Call
I
of
agree
Duty
with
has put
that.
out good video games. I'm rolling with Arizona.
Seahawks have the better uniforms.
If only that were a metric to win a football game.
You know,
Hey,
Bobby.
look good, feel good, play good.
I picked
Exactly.
just out of uniforms. And guess what? I'm going to win out of everybody.
I'm gonna take Arizona.
All right.
So
I think Harrison
Watson up.
could have a field day because that Seahawks secondary's been shaky.
Very chance.
I'm going to Arizona.
Do that. Do it.
And how about Arizona's defense too this year has been pretty
They
damn
turned it
good.
around.
Yeah, they're doing some work.
They got torched
James-
in Green Bay.
James Conner's having a career resurgence. Couldn't
Yeah,
happen to a better guy, honestly, with everything he's been through.
absolutely. All right, the Sunday nighter. Kind of a big game. The Rams are at home against the Philadelphia Eagles. Nessa,
Do it.
off to you.
Eagles.
Eagles.
I'm not doing it.
Do it.
You wouldn't.
I would.
No, you wouldn't.
I'm gonna take the Rams in this one.
Rams smell bad, so you shouldn't.
Bobby.
I don't like to bet against Matt Stafford, but I don't think they're gonna be able to stop Philly. Basically, I don't think they stop Saquon, and that's the game. Give me the Eagles.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of the story of the Washington game this last Thursday. They couldn't stop Saquon, right? So, chance.
Eagles as well. I think Nakua's out next week as well.
Again.
Yeah, he left the Patriots game early
Jesus
after catching a
Christ.
touchdown.
Yeah.
So he's probably out next week. So yeah, Eagles.
That was another bust fantasy pick for me.
All right, so the Monday nighter, prime time, 8:15. Los Angeles Chargers are at home against the Baltimore Ravens. Big deal in terms of potential future seeding. The way that the season's going for both these teams. Nessa,
Battle
who
of
you
two
going with?
douchebags.
What, the Ravens? And yeah, I like their purple outfits.
This will be hence known as the Battle of Two Douchebags.
Oh, I am not choosing the Chargers. They were yellow, so it's going with the Ravens.
God damn it.
Who the
The
fuck cares
Ravens?
blue and bright yellow?
Damn. Yeah, I'll go Ravens with a bounce back. Bobby.
The Ratbirds.
Chance.
Chargers.
Chargers.
Justin Herbert's playing out of his mind.
He is. He absolutely is. All right. Well, I want to thank you, Nessa, for your guest picks this week. Hoping we get more guests on here, potentially to do more guest picks.
So, hey, what happens here if Nessa ends up with the best record?
I'll figure that out later this week and let you know.
We will pitch in and buy you a candle.
Sure. Yeah.
Shut
Uh,
the fuck up.
I'll give you my
Donate $1
I'll
to the
send my
Candle
$25 Target gift card that my boss gave me today for no fucking
Billy
reason at
owes
all.
me a candle anyways.
Yeah, he does.
He told me he'd buy me a candle the last time he was at the apartment, and he never did.
Candles are
I'll be-
expensive.
No, they're not. I'll be up there. When is the stadium series?
March 1st.
Well,
There you go. I'll get you your candle then.
I'll be waiting.
I'll figure that out and let y'all know. Anyway, all right. I said I had a rant. I'll just get to it. It is about a certain. It is about a certain individual in the baseball world, or former baseball world. Apparently, Wander Franco is doing more dumb shit and getting arrested again for doing more dumb shit. I know I shouldn't be as mad about it as I am, but this is why seeing this shit infuriates me. So the four of us play baseball, all four of us. And for one reason or another, we're not going to get into why we are not in the league, in minor leagues, pro at all. For one reason or another, we're just not there. Okay?
Chance's reflexes weren't fully developed yet.
Yeah. This rant's about to put me to sleep. Check time. Oh my god.
You
Hurry
hush.
up.
Hush, buddy. I listen to your story times. You can listen to my one rant I have once in a blue
Yeah,
moon.
but his
sunshine.
stories are good.
Yeah. We could write a book on them.
You should
Chance,
do that then.
I dare you to sit down and write a book.
Buddy, I
I
can't
think
put
it'd be a-
words together. I hate
I
forming
think it'd be a
sentences.
pretty good book.
I
Well,
dare
just
you
use
to
talk
sit
to-
down and read a book first.
Just
I do
use
read
talk to
books.
type for your book, Chance.
Yeah. So you
I
just-
have read books.
You do talk to type. But I know for a fact that all four of us, if given the opportunity, we played pro ball yesterday. Not even think about it.
I do it for the money.
Duh. Anyway. What pisses me off is that I was definitely trying. Jason, you were trying for a while. You know, Chance, a while. Bobby, definitely a while. And you have these people who have this golden opportunity to do something that all four of us and millions around the world would love to do. And you go out and you do some dumb shit. And you can't get your shit together. This shit is irritating. It's fucking annoying. It pisses me off. Because something that I won't be able to do in my life, something I've always wanted to do. And for whatever, one reason or another, I wasn't good enough to make it. Clearly. Duh. Obviously. It's why I'm sitting here. But to watch somebody piss that shit away who had every gift and talent in the world and every opportunity to go be great in the league for a sport that I love, that I'm very passionate about, which is the reason why this show even exists in the fucking first place, pisses me the fuck off. That's just me. That's my quick little rant. So for you athletes who are out here and have the gift and opportunity to do things that I would never able to do, good for you, but don't fuck it up. Don't be a fucking idiot. You have the greatest opportunity of a lifetime to go make $300+ million
Not
to
everybody's
go play
going to
a
do that.
fucking kids game.
Like,
And for those
1
who
in
piss it
10.
away, and for those who, and hell, if you're Shohei Ohtani, you make $700 million. Lord knows what fucking Soto and Pete Alonso are gonna make.
Well, Otani makes more when you put his gambling in there.
Yeah. Anyway, you're gonna sit there and piss it away? Fuck you. That's all I gotta say.
Easy now.
Wander Franco, I hope you fucking rot in hell, in jail for the rest of your fucking life.
Christ.
This is worse than what I say.
I don't care.
No, it's not.
It's definitely not. But yeah. If you guys have anything to say on it, please be my guest. If not, we're gonna end this hour and go to a break. Totally
I
up
have
to the three
nothing
of
on
you.
this aspect.
I'm not going to say anything I want to.
Jason, do you have anything to say, my friend?
Other than I think we're just all disgusted that this is even something we have to talk about. I mean,
Yeah.
Where was Chris Hansen when you needed him?
All right. We are going to head to a break. Thank you for that. We'll be back. We'll be back. Chance has 2 segments this week. Dear God, there was 1 segment from last week that we're going to continue, and then he's popping up with segments left and right. He's going to need his own show here shortly. He keeps coming up with these damn segments.
I think I
We'll
could
be
have
back.
my own show. I really do.
We'll be back soon. Chance.
Break time.
And so the final lap of this Grand Prix starts then for the race leader and the world champion, Lewis Hamilton. The man who once upon a time said that I don't aspire to be like other drivers, I aspire to be unique in my own way. And throughout his Formula One career, he's definitely done that. And on the track today, he's done things his own way as well, overruling the pit wall and deciding that he wants to stay out, as he's seen and done so often this season, determining his own strategy and just driving faultlessly.
And that's it, isn't it? The cream rises. He's made these key decisions from the cockpit, even as recently as a couple of laps ago. That's what wins world championships. I've seen many drivers win races. You have to be good to even race in Formula One. You have to be very good to win races, but unquestionably, he's one of the greats.
Absolutely, and he is almost 30 seconds ahead of the man in second place. Sergio Perez and Charles Leclerc will share the podium with him, and a podium that Lewis Hamilton will stand on the top step of once again. This unique year in 2020, where off the track Lewis Hamilton has found his voice, and on it once again he's found his groove, and now he finds himself alongside Michael Schumacher as top in the record books. The World Championship record is equalled. Lewis Hamilton wins the Turkish Grand Prix and is a 7-time champion of the world.
All right, it is time for what is known as the loosey-goosey hour of the program. That is the 3rd hour of the show.
The fuck did you just say?
Loosey-goosey, bud. It's a family
I
show.
know we paint our nails
My
too.
dog's name's Goose.
See? It's a family show. Anyway, let's run into some NHL right quick. Bobby, I want to start with you real quick. Your team and my team just made an interesting trade. Lars
Yeah, I'm
Eller.
pissed off about that.
Why are you upset, sir? Do tell. Do tell.
Because he was the center on our third line, that line's been kind of pieced together however we could.
Mm-hmm. But you do get some draft capital for the future, though.
That's true. I don't mind. I do draft picks. I'm fine with. You can never go, and the Penguins usually don't have very good draft odds.
All right.
They
I just
don't
want to
really
get your.
draft very well on a consistent basis.
Yeah, they really never have a high pick.
And they don't have many prospects either.
No.
The unfortunate part of winning all the time.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess we start here. This was breaking news earlier today. The forward for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Ryan Reeves, has now been suspended 5 games.
Bullshit. Clean hit.
For an apparent illegal cross.
Hit.
It was a cross check to Oilers defenseman Darnell Nurse.
Overpaid.
This is Reeves' 4th career suspension, and he will also forfeit over $35,000 in salary, which in hockey's a decent chunk of change.
That's a decent amount in hockey.
Yeah,
He's been around though. He's got the money.
Mm. But for those who don't know,
anyways,
35,000 in sports. What are you talking about? You're off your rocker. No, hockey players don't make what baseball players and NFL players and some basketball players make in a year. Okay, so it's actually a decent, especially for Reeves, like you said, has had some time in the leagues, made some decent money. He's good. But if this was like a younger player, this might be a little bit, iffy for them. We'll get back to Toronto in a minute, Chance. I want to say shout out to the crew from Shoresy doing their little charity games. It's really, really cool. Been seeing a lot of it like on Twitter, social media around. So it's actually really, really cool. They're great success so far. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's awesome. It's for a great cause. So it's pretty cool. And for those who don't know, Shoresy is a show on Hulu. It's a hockey show. The four of us love. The boys got me into it. I hadn't seen it at the time, and then I watched it. I was hooked immediately. So great
Almost
show.
better than the
Great.
Mighty Ducks.
Almost.
Shut the fuck up, Sanguinet.
Anyway.
Balls, like tit fucker.
The New Jersey Devils have taken over the top spot in the Metro. It's the fourth lead change at the top of the Metro already this early season. Chance, Bobby, and Jason, this is looking like a year where we could see a lot of changes at the top throughout the majority, and it could come down to whoever's the hottest team the final 2 to 3 weeks of this season. What's your take on the Metro so far, what we could see going forward? Jason, I'll start with you.
I mean, I think we all kind of figured the Metro would look like this. I mean, right now it's still kind of early for teams, We're still finding out a lot about teams. Like, Winnipeg's been the toughest team, but then the other night, they actually absolutely got their shit handed to them.
Yeah.
I think there's more left in the tank for Pittsburgh than what we're seeing. So we're going to have to see, what comes out of, these teams as we move through the year. But the Metro, I think, is going to jump around a lot.
Speaking of the Penguins, Sid's on milestone watch.
Yes, he is. He is. Bobby, what's your take on the Metro this year?
I have to agree. I agree with you. I think it's going to be whoever can get hot for a stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that stretch could come whenever.
Yeah.
You get hot, you get to the lead, then you just kind of stay consistent. You can win the Metro.
Yeah.
I think New Jersey's probably the best top to bottom team in the Metro.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina hasn't really impressed me a whole lot. They've been good. They've shown the flashes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think top to bottom, Jersey's the team to beat.
Okay. Chance, is anyone going to really run away with this, or is this going to be a dogfight 1 through however many for playoff spots and for the division?
It's only a 3-team race in New Jersey, New York, and Carolina. I don't see any other team competing with them at the end of the year. Obviously, I picked Jersey to win the Metro, and I still think they will. I think Carolina will slowly start to fade off. And New York's getting older. Their core is getting older. Obviously, we don't know what the deadline's going to hold, depending on where these teams are.
Yep.
And obviously, I picked Jack Hughes to win MVP as well. So, I need him to start stepping it up.
And, I mean, the last couple of years, correct me if I'm wrong, Chance, but the last couple of years, the deadline's been pretty crazy in terms of just moves.
Oh, yeah. It's always crazy in hockey. You never have too much depth, whether it's anybody. So, yeah, they need it.
Like, you see a team make a move for just somebody to play on their fourth line, which can be huge.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting. I think it's going to be. I agree with Chance though. I think it's kind of New Jersey and then everybody else. The depth that they have.
How's that not a horse collar?
From top to bottom is mighty impressive. They're very skilled from top to bottom. So I think it's kind of New Jersey's division to lose. I think New York goes as far as Igor goes at this point, and whoever can back him up. I think Washington has stunned a lot of people early with how well they've looked. I don't know how long they can keep that up. They are young. Ovechkin looks good. They're playing tonight, actually. They're playing Vegas. But we'll see how they can continue. I think Carolina is just always going to be around. We talk about it all the time. Carolina, for one reason or another, is just always around and is always just cooking and always in a playoff hunt. I think Pittsburgh can only, figure it out from here. I think they're going to. I think they're going to be just
They
fine.
need a goalie.
Yeah.
That is a big.
If they ever want to
big-
be serious, they got to get a goalie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I texted Bobby the other night when they played Columbus, hey, thanks for playing Jari. His response was, hey, fuck off. I mean,
The dude's getting embarrassed in the AHL, so we bring him back up to the NHL roster. That makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah,
when
man.
you see a team willing to start this guy, I mean, we talked about it. Why? What is the
Yeah.
point of playing him at this point? He's proven.
You have
Yeah.
Nedeljkovic. You have Nedeljkovic and Blomqvist, two both younger guys, but to me they're both playing very well. But you have to. A lot of people don't understand that they're both young. It's going to take them a little bit to kind of get into that rhythm. Now Nedeljkovic has been around a little bit. Blomqvist is a true rookie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at hockey, it becomes truer, I think, than in any other sport. That the more you play, the better you'll feel. And as a young guy, you have to play to be able to make an impact and to continue to get to where you need to be. I mean, in baseball, guys, you've got to gear up for that 100-mile-an-hour fastball. But in hockey, when you go from juniors to college or you go, college to the AHL,
The speed of the game
size is
drastically
so much
increases.
different. The speed of the game, the size of the guys you're playing against that are blocking you in front, it's a different.
I mean, baseball and football, there's really not as big of a jump from college to professional.
I would say the two smallest jumps when you look at the professional sports would be basketball and football.
Yeah.
Basketball, yeah, guys are quicker, they're stronger, they're going to bully you a little bit more, but it's realistically the same thing as college, just with a few taller guys.
And in the NFL to college, the only difference is, again, bigger, faster, and stronger. It's the same game.
Yeah. I mean, in the NHL, guys play different. There's certain guys that you change your play style to fit their play style. When you go to Pittsburgh, obviously goalies are a little bit different, but you've got to learn the play style of, however many defensemen are going to play in front of you. Baseball, yeah, you're learning all these different pitchers, what they got, what they throw, what they'll throw when. But when you look at hockey, the biggest learning curve for young goaltenders is how are the defensemen playing in front of me going to play? What's their style? Are they going to block shots? Are they going to pressure guys more on their shot than get in front and block shots? You've got to know that. You've got to know, okay, I got to be quick on a rebound here. They're pressuring on the shot. They're not going to be able to, take out the trash from in front of the net. Or, hey, he blocked a shot. I've got to be ready to see if the team that shot it ends up with the puck off of that block.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing the best example I have is looking at a David Savard type defenseman compared to someone like a Zach Werenski type defenseman. David Savard is going to throw his body in front of any and every shot he can, whereas Werenski is going to put pressure on you, try to use the stick to, poke the puck away, deflect shots, and then get down on the offensive side.
Because I watched Columbus a decent bit since they're in the Metro. He's a very good transition defender. Like, he's comfortable carrying the puck into the zone, comfortable stick handling, has a great shot, quick release.
I mean, the other thing you have to learn, too, these guys' shots are so quick, right? Like, we talk about pitchers and how each one has different stuff. Each one throws a different, different speed. You have to learn that. In hockey, these guys shoot at a different tempo. Pitchers have a different rhythm. Skaters in hockey shoot the puck off of different moves. Like when you play Sidney Crosby. Bobby, what's the one
You don't know which.
about? The backhand.
And the deflection.
Yeah. He's going to sit in front. He's going to deflect pucks. And if he gets into a spot where he can go to the backhand, guess what he's going to go to?
Good luck.
Like, whereas Ovechkin.
Hey, the slap shot Sid's slap shot he unleashed the other night was a clapper.
Hey, it was good.
Compare a goalie in the Metro, right? A rookie goalie playing against Sid and then having to go play against Ovi. Two superstars, two of the best the game's ever seen, but
two entirely different styles.
Yep.
Sid's going to be in front. He's going to battle in front of the net. He's going to try to get shots from in close.
Finesse that puck
But
in.
he can bury from further away. Ovechkin's going to sit in the slot, look for the one-timer, and that's it.
And just unleash.
Then you have to worry, with Sid, you have to worry about that red line shot he somehow can find his way over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing
That
you have
no
to
one
worry
else-
about with Sid is he's not always going to take the shot. When Ovi sets up in the slot, a shot is coming.
He's shooting.
Shot is a shot.
There's
yeah.
no doubt in anybody's mind that a shot is coming. Like,
Oh, yeah. I mean, me and you have talked watching
miles an hour coming.
me and you have talked how many times watching the Pens Jackets. You're like, there's only one person that's going to score from that angle.
Yeah, I mean, you say that a lot in games. I mean, I think McDavid's close. He'll score from a few of those angles that we think only Sid can. But there's only one or two guys willing to take the risk to take that shot from that angle.
Mm-hmm. Then out of nowhere, you'll see that drop down to the knee, and he buries it right over your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's just,
Which is going to be when they build his statue.
Yeah.
When Sid gets his statue built, it's got to be the knee shot.
Yeah. I think so. Alrighty, so Chance, Toronto's starting to heat up, bud. I know they're having to deal with this, but they're 7-2-1 in the last 10. Really defined by a big comeback win in Washington the other night in OT. So they're. What are your thoughts on Toronto going forward? Kind of hitting that heater, kind of hitting the stride a little bit. Big win in DC the other night. Big wins across the board. Talk to me about Toronto this last week and a half.
They're slowly starting to get comfortable in the system that Berube likes to play. Obviously, there was going to be some growing pains. Not everybody is accustomed to that style of playing, especially in your top six. But I feel like he's got the buy-in in the locker room now, and that's huge.
They're all starting to buy in. Yeah, they're all starting to buy in, which I
think
think is the key part.
I think you're starting to see Matthews get more comfortable being the captain, kind of realizing the role that takes.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in a market like.
When you look at professional athletes, right? You see a coaching change in college, or you look at a coaching change, in certain sports like baseball. It's a little bit different, But when you look at football, hockey, basketball, each coach has a different style that they play. I mean, shit. Look at look at the way that Green Bay played with McCarthy as the coach compared to LaFleur. It's a huge difference. Guys have to buy in. If you don't get that buy-in, you're not going to have the success. I mean, the most drastic change that we've seen recently, at least in my teams, is the Jackets going from Pascal Vincent, who was more of the John Tortorella, mindset, to now we're going with Dean Evason, who's, more of a physical, get up the ice, get pucks on net. It's not this dump and run, play defense to play offense type shit. You're playing offense. You know, and you've got to have that buy-in when you go from a big change like that from your head coach. There's just no way around it. If you don't get the buy-in in the locker room, then you can kiss the season goodbye.
Yep, agree. A team that doesn't seem to be buying in, Chance, I think it's time to hit that panic button in Nashville. They are 5-10 with 5-10 with 3 overtime losses overall. They are 2-5-3 in their last 10, and they are on a current 3-game losing streak. Their next 7 at Canucks, which is tonight. They have yet to play. They're starting here at 10 o'clock. They're at Seattle. Then they're at home against Winnipeg. Then they're at New Jersey. They're at home against the Flyers, which I think can be a W. We don't really know what Philadelphia is right now. They're at home against the Lightning, who are catching a little fire. And then they're at the Minnesota Wild. Chance, it's time to hit the panic button.
That's a tough stretch.
That's a tough little 7 to go through, especially when you are struggling as much as they are. Have you hit the panic button? Are you doing what, I forget his name, said he's going to just start fresh, start over, tank the season, rebuild again?
Yeah, Barry Trotz. This next 7 will definitely be whether you are competing or you're just going to sell the team. Like, just start over. I mean, big expectations going into this year. You re-sign Saros. You bring in Marchessault. You bring in Stammer. 2 guys that had a lot to prove that their teams moved off of. They felt like too early. But right now it's looking like they knew something that no one else didn't.
Yeah.
Because they have not produced.
Stamkos hasn't looked like himself at all.
No.
Nope.
And it's going to look like a move that the Lightning were geniuses with, and same with Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this next 7 will definitely... It'll probably require a coaching change after this 7, depending on how they do.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah.
Sit. Don't sit, but stay here.
So, but yeah, I don't even think it's time to hit the panic button, especially after this stretch of 7 games. So,
you have one
because the
for
panic
sure
button you won't have to hit.
Yeah.
It'll just be over.
I mean, that's a tough stretch for anybody, Bobby. I mean, there's potentially, the way that they're rolling right now, you're looking at that next 7, you're like, all right, there's 1 win in the next 7 that you're looking at.
Well, minus Philly, because I will never give them the time of day.
No,
and I think you agree with me there.
Yeah,
I think they can beat Seattle.
You can. Seattle's been a coin flip, but you never know. Some nights they look like they could run the West, and then other nights they look just god awful, and you're like, what is going on here? Which is very much a 500 team, which is what they've been, I think, better part of a year and a half, 2 years now. So
yeah, pretty much ever since they came in the league, except for that 1 year, they got a wild card spot.
Yeah, and they took it all the way to Dallas. But yeah, it's not looking good. And, take all bias out of it. Even without the bias that we have, Bobby, Philly's the weak link in that 7. If you had to choose one victory out of all that, it's just a tough stretch for Nashville. And I know Nashville fans, if you listen to this, I know you're groaning right now. It's just not looking good. But you're going to find out who your team really is in these next 7, I think. I think we're going to really see what this team actually is, playing these really, really, really good teams, these solid teams who have playoff aspirations, most of them. Fuck Philly. They're not going anywhere. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting. So that is all for the NHL, unless you guys have anything else that you want to go over and discuss this week. If you don't, Chance, this is the loose time.
I do want to bring
of
up one
the
more
show.
thing, MLB, before we give Chance the floor.
Sure, go for it.
What do we think of those new guards unis?
I
think they're
them, but
cool.
They don't say Indians on them. That's what I don't like about them. But other than that, they're pretty sweet. I enjoy them.
Oh, we get tomorrow. We get Rookie of the Year awards announced.
That's I think there's a clear favorite on the National League side. Who do we
Yeah,
have on the American League side, though? That's an interesting one.
I think that one's up in the air.
That one is up in the air. Who's up for it? I forget.
What?
American League. American League Rookie of the Year. It's
Cowser or
Skubal.
Steele will win it.
Mm,
Skubal wasn't a rookie.
that's right, he wasn't.
Slugger.
I don't want to have any bias, but I feel like National League Rookie of the Year could have been announced after Game 162.
Yeah. No offense to, and here's the funny part is Jackson Merrill.
Jackson Merrill had a hell of a year.
Yeah, Jackson Merrill was fantastic this year. He was amazing. He had an incredible season. Good for him. He's going to be a stud in this league.
100%.
But then you have Paul Skeens, who could. Is he up for the Cy Young?
Yeah, he's a finalist for the Cy Young.
Yeah. So you have that, and it's like, well, fuck. Like that's what.
I mean, if you're a Cy Young candidate, I think it's going to be hard to say he's not your Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I mean that's just bad timing for him on his.
If he had a better offense, he might not have lost the game.
Yeah, it's crazy the things he did this year. So, Merrill, don't sweat it, buddy. You're going to be a fantastic outfielder in this.
You're going to be a multi-time All-Star, possible MVP award winner.
You are going to be just fine. Don't sweat it. It's just a Rookie of the Year award.
You ran into some bad luck that the Pirates called a prospect up before he was 30.
Yeah, bad timing. It was just all shitty timing. So, no worries. All right, Chance.
Tears.
Oh, sweet.
Quarterback tears.
No,
Here
not
we go.
quarterback
NFL
tears.
quarterback tears.
Not quarterback tears.
Oh,
That's where we rank them
Tears.
1 through 3.
okay.
Yeah. What we did last week.
So, Chance has a new segment where it's non-sports related, and we have to rank a top 3 in tiers.
Of a certain
completely
category. It's like Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Which we should bring back. That was phenomenal.
That was a fun
Didn't
segment.
even pass
Yes.
second grade.
I didn't either. I barely got out of kindergarten. All I learned was karate. I got an A.
Yeah, Chance passed karate.
He passed that with flying colors.
Yeah.
He was in the advanced category.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I got AP classes in karate.
And
Okay.
wrestling moves, apparently.
Yeah. Well, it is that time of the year. Thanksgiving is right around the corner. So we're going top 3 Thanksgiving foods.
Why don't we
You
save
are
that
more than
for
welcome
being
to have a
before
honorable mention.
Thanksgiving?
Huh?
Huh?
Why don't we save that for Sunday? Next Sunday.
Well, that next week could be 3 things we're thankful for. You know?
Yeah.
That is
you
true.
never know. You never know what I could
You never
say.
know what next week could bring, man.
So we are going Thanksgiving foods. And I am not going first.
I'll go.
Yeah.
Okay, Bobby is up first. I love it. Someone going first.
Can I start at number 1 or do I have to start at 3, Chance?
Start at 3.
Alright, so I'm going to go number 3 is mashed potatoes.
Solid choice.
With?
Not a very big gravy fan.
What?
I'm not a very big gravy fan. It's hit or miss.
Depends on who makes it. I respect it. Is it white or brown?
Yeah.
Not to be racist, just white or brown.
Jesus Christ.
I've never had white gravy, so I can't
Really?
speak on that matter. Yeah.
It's like chicken.
We're a beef gravy house.
I love white gravy. If you ever come to Terre Haute, I will make you some white gravy.
Oh God.
That sounds a little sexual.
It
Yeah.
does sound a little sexual, but it's not.
Number 2 is stuffing, and the clear number 1 is turkey.
See, that's a good one though. But
I'm a big turkey fan.
It just depends on who makes the turkey for me, because sometimes
Honorable
it gets it dry.
mention. Yeah. Well,
Nothing
we
worse
use
than a
so
dry
we have
turkey.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Ours Ours go on a smoker all day, so it's a real moist. You get a nice smoke flavor in there.
Moist. No,
Y'all
you're
do it
moist.
right up. Hey.
Honorable
y'all do it
mention.
right up there, huh?
Honorable mention is going to be apple pie.
No pumpkin pie. Wow.
I'm not a pumpkin fan.
Really?
Not a pumpkin fan.
I
Nope.
respect it. Someone's got to be that. Couldn't be me. Who's next?
Lance loves his pumpkin spice lattes.
I do. Now
He
it's
does.
time for peppermint season.
Oh, boy.
I see. I'm a big
Speaking
peppermint guy.
Speaking of coffee,
Big
the
peppermint
Grinch is
guy.
actually
Having me take her to Chick-fil-A tomorrow for their peppermint milkshakes.
the Grinch is actually holding a coffee.
Those things are phenomenal.
Those things are top tier.
The peppermint milkshake at Chick-fil-A is top
I
tier.
mean, I'm not really
Shamrock
complaining
shake from
'cause she wants to
Arby's.
Go there for lunch, which means I get food too.
Wait,
there you go.
Shamrock Shake? Did you say Arby's?
Yes, phenomenal.
There's only one Shamrock Shake.
McDonald's.
I don't know, man.
Shamrock
Arby's
shakes are the greatest
McDonald's.
thing ever.
When the ice
If the
machine
ice
is
cream
working.
machine is working.
That's the problem. Arby's
Yeah.
is always up, man. It's always up and running
Yeah, Arby's never has that problem.
because they charge.
And
an
they
arm
are
and a leg for food.
And certain
Yeah, when you
locations are
replace it.
24/7.
Certain locations.
Shout out to
Did
the
the Colts
Lima
get a sack
Arby's for
today?
it being open 24 hours.
Facts. Hey,
Does anybody know if the
shout
Colts
out,
got a sack?
buddy.
Yeah, shout out Pats too. So you can get, what is it, a free taco?
Oh,
Taco Bell chance?
No,
it's
free
a
10-piece at
free
McDonald's.
10-piece.
Oh, that's way
I
better.
don't know.
I know.
Jason, we need something looked up, man. What are we doing over here?
I think they
I
did
thought he
because
was gonna
Rodgers got
rank his-
sacked on the last play of the game. I remember
There
seeing
you
that
go.
on Twitter. I think Quiddy Pay got the sack. Nice.
I'll go next, I guess. Honorable mention. Give me some pumpkin pie.
Top 3.
I gotta go. A nice thin cut ham, some ham strips.
Wait,
I
I
love
respect
some
that.
ham.
You guys do ham
for
on
sure.
Thanksgiving?
Oh yeah, we do.
Oh,
we
yeah.
we do ham
We do
and
both.
turkey, brother.
We do both on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, ham and turkey, brother. That's why 2 is just turkey. My mom makes a phenomenal turkey. All right, she doesn't leave it dry. All right, she leaves that just like you, Bobby. Smokes that thing. I mean, does it right, huh? You know what I'm saying? And then
It's on the smoker for about 6 hours. Phenomenal.
bingo. And then I am a fiend for stuffing. I will eat an entire fucking box of it. Like,
It
I
has
have
to
to
be
make
homemade,
my
though.
own-
It can't be stovetop.
yeah, I have to make like my own ginormous bowl of stuffing because I will eat it all and then there will be nothing for anybody else. So I have to make my own assortment of stuffing on Thanksgiving. So, yeah, I'm a
Wow.
fiend for stuffing all day. I've gotten a little fancy with stuffing. I've tried different things with it just to see what it would, just I like to experiment with my food sometimes, so throw in a little extra
also likes
stuff
to
in there
experiment
see how it
sexually.
tastes, but- No, stop it. Chance.
Sorry.
We're not
you
going
walked
there.
into it.
God, I did. I'll eat it. I did walk into that one, but I mean, stuffing all the way is my number one always.
Jason.
I have to agree. Well, okay, so number 3 is turkey. I'm not always the biggest turkey fan, but it does give me a killer nap after I eat it, so.
100%.
Number 2 is mashed potatoes and gravy. Love me some mashed potatoes.
White or brown?
Brown gravy.
Oh, God, you're a weirdo.
And then number 1, my one of one, pecan pie.
Ooh.
Really?
Love some pecan pie. Nessa
Wonder-
makes pecan
Hey,
tarts.
if you watch this video, comment down below if you're a pecan pie fan. I don't hear a lot
Pecan
of
pie, pumpkin
those
pie,
down there.
either one. I'm not the biggest apple pie fan, so I make up for it.
Never had apple
I'll
pie?
sit down and eat an entire pecan pie.
Mom said it'd
by
give me
myself.
diarrhea.
Do you think
I don't
care?
eat apple pie on
have diarrhea
Thanksgiving.
99% of the time anyway. It's like I'm shooting
Damn,
fucking chocolate milk out my ass.
Anybody see that video I sent of that one guy throwing up? He just came out like a waterfall.
I have
Ew,
not.
Ew, no. I did not see that video, thankfully.
They said one
Golly.
more drink. They said I'll outdrink you or something. He's just sitting there, just oh my god, it was phenomenal. I respect it.
Like
Did
Chance
it
at the
match the
bars.
one? Did it match
Like
the
Chance
lady
in the
who
brothers'
threw up at
bathroom.
the Cincinnati Bengals game, and just kept going, just kept chugging along? Like she just sat there, just let it eat, and kept.
Who was the one
going
guy
like
that
nothing
was at a
wrong.
football game, was just throwing up on his like shirt and just sat there, like just covered in puke?
Just didn't do nothing. Oh
I think it was
man.
I think it was a Bills fan. Sounds like
It
something
might
That
have
makes
been.
sense.
They're wild
Yeah.
over there. What about you, Chance?
See, I'm very picky eater, so I don't like a lot of things at Thanksgiving. I kind of skip over everything. Like I'll skip over the dressing, the stuffing, the green beans, the corn,
Damn.
the potato
I mean,
salad,
obviously,
whatever
you skip
weird
over the
salad shit they
corn. You
make.
wouldn't eat Nessa's white chicken chili because it had corn in it.
I don't like corn.
I know you
Simple
don't.
as that. But
Jason, that sounds
number
so good, though. I'm not even gonna lie.
number 3
Yeah,
is
white chicken
turkey.
chili sounds phenomenal.
Oh my
I gotta give
god.
turkey
Maybe
number
she'll
3.
make us some when you guys come down. She's
Oh,
been
that'd be
making
much
homemade
appreciated.
cinnamon rolls.
I like cinnamon roll. I smell cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamon rolls.
Turkey
Hey
was
Marty,
number
what do you
3.
think
I
of my
heard you,
future
Chance.
wife?
Number 3 was turkey.
I don't even know who you are.
Number 2
Sorry.
is a combination of both. Mashed potatoes and white gravy with mac and cheese on top. It's a phenomenal combination. And then number 1's got to be the pumpkin pie. There's nothing beats it.
Pumpkin pie is phenomenal.
Yes. I almost said beer, but that'd be
Beer
on
is
my
pretty
tears
good,
for every.
That's-
Beer's always
yeah,
good.
Yeah,
Beers
beer
are
would be
always
number
flowing.
1 in all of my tiers. That includes food and drink.
They're always flowing.
One thing I bring to Thanksgiving every year now that I am on my own, I don't make food for Thanksgiving. I don't bring anything. I bring the beer.
You just bring the alcohol and the good times.
I bring the 6-pack for myself.
You don't even bring a 24 rack. He says, "Nah, fuck y'all. Y'all get your own stuff. I'm gonna bring my own
Yeah.
6 rack."
Nobody else likes Miller Lite
Jeez.
except me.
Lame.
They're lost.
Quality. You and my
Especially when
father
it's
would
free.
get along very well.
Yeah, you and my dad would be best friends.
And I was like, my
Love
dad's
Miller
probably
Lite.
put down about 5 or 6 by now, maybe even more than that. He's just chilling, watching racing.
Just because I can't
Yeah,
get
so I'll have to
Dodger
bring-
down Terre Haute.
I'll have to bring you some IC Light for the Stadium Series and get your take on that.
Okay. Never turn it down.
But-
I still owe you a beer, Bobby, for going 16-0 in picks.
Yep.
That will be
Perfect
coming.
record.
Also did pick my
We had-
vacations.
When we played Cross, that was what? Me and your dad played golf?
What?
Well, me and your dad when we golfed, that was what, May?
Oh. Fuck.
Let's just say, sounds like it was May.
Yeah.
So I bring IC Light to play golf. Jason's dad, he's like, I haven't had one of these in 20 years. Dude turns around and kills it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a beer that is
You gotta
brewed
take that
strictly
Barley Hopsters when they come for the Stadium Series.
100%.
My dad will go sit.
Just for, so IC Light Chance it's Iron City Brewing. It's brewed strictly in Pittsburgh.
It's like Spotted
Okay.
Cow of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I respect it.
It's a light beer.
Yeah.
Very delicious light beer, if I will say so.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah. For those who are watching this, for the few of you that are watching
Slugger!
this, golly, comment below
nothing in there.
your
Stop.
top 3 foods Thanksgiving. Yes, you can put alcohol in there if you do partake in the heavy side of the drinking.
This is food, strictly foods.
Okay, we'll just go strictly foods, and then I need to know if you're any.
I almost put
pecan pie
eggnog
people
up there.
out
I can't
Almost
do
put-
eggnog.
Really?
I've never
Um,
had
yeah.
It's
it.
gotta have,
No.
You've never
it's gotta
had
have liquor
eggnog,
in it.
Jason,
No.
you just
Who's never
never
had eggnog?
I pretty much stick to beer if I'm drinking. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
You don't partake in the
unless we're walking
festivities?
to Ohio Stadium from my old apartment, I don't really drink liquor.
Hey, that made the walk that much better.
Dude, we were so warm by the time we got to that tailgate.
Yeah, when you get a 20-ounce Diet Coke, dump out half and fill it with Jim Beam.
Well, we
You're
drank.
feeling,
Warms
you're
the-
feeling some. You're feeling yourself right there.
Oh yeah,
Bobby.
I wasn't wasting good Diet Coke. That's a sin.
Hell no. Yeah. Fuck no. But yeah, comment your top 3 down below for those who have made it this far in the show. You have, we thank you. We know this show stinks, but that's okay. We appreciate you making it this far.
I think the show's
Billy,
phenomenal.
just tell your mom to tell you in person. She doesn't have to comment, okay?
She actually
I
hasn't
think the
watched
show
this
is
since we got
phenomenal.
to Jason. She actually hasn't
Speaking
watched
of-
this since we got to YouTube, bro. I'm dead ass.
Speaking of Diet Coke, did you guys see what I sent you all on Instagram? If you want to buy me a
did.
Christmas present,
Okay,
What is it?
No,
got
Diet
so-
Coke, Diet Coke and Hey Dudes have a collaboration. They're Diet Coke Hey Dudes.
I saw
Okay,
those.
So Chance's Christmas present to all of us is fucking tickets to the Stadium Series.
No. I never
Now that he's
agreed to
got
it.
that raise. Once he
It's
hits
unfair.
triple time, man, those tickets are pocket change.
Ooh. My
We
You
better
wanna
be
hit
sitting
overtime now.
on the ice.
Fuck, we'll be a
Yeah, we
perfect
might
team.
be-
I'll buy the Blue Jackets. No, I won't do that.
Yeah,
I
they're
don't make
not
that
worth a
much
whole
money.
lot. I think they
I
just
don't make that
surpassed
much
the
money.
Golden.
oh damn it.
Hey, it's the newest
All right,
franchise,
so-
newer franchise in the league.
All right,
It's
so
not
Chance
in
said he had
the
something
movie.
else to talk about or go over or discuss. I don't know if this is going to also be a regular thing, but he said he's going to
No,
do it
this
this
is
week.
not. It's just it kind of
he-
sparked something in my mind.
He's got something for us this week, so this is the final segment of the show. Chance, take us to High Point, buddy. What you got for us this week?
Well, this is not my normal self. Obviously, I'm very carefree on this show, as I'd like to call myself sometimes. People call me judgmental. I call myself critical. But that's neither here nor there.
Potato, buddy.
Yeah, judgmental is not critical. I'm just critical of people. Get over it. But a couple days ago, got a phone call, and one of my good buddies talked on the phone, and obviously, you guys know my story, and not gonna go over it. But yeah, you guys know what I've went through and everything, and called me and said basically how what he's going through, he's on the ropes and everything, and I just think that this is a good time to say that men's mental health is very rarely talked about in the mainstream media. I mean, we are almost stereotyped as these people that shouldn't go through anything. We fend for ourselves, the alpha male, if you say, and can't show emotion, and shouldn't talk to anybody about anything because you look soft in this day and age. And I guess it'd be here to say that I don't care, even if it's somebody I don't know, if somehow, some way, somebody finds this show and hears this, that I would rather listen to somebody that I have no idea who it is and what they're going through, and be there for somebody to talk to, no matter what. I don't care who it is. I don't care who you are, what you believe in, whatever the case may be. I would rather sit down and listen to somebody than have them go through anything in life like that, especially what I went through. I don't think anybody should ever have to go through it. It sucks that people do go through it in this world, and I'm very lucky that what I went through, I obviously came out on the other side of, but not many people are that lucky enough to either get help or realize that they do have something, there's something bothering them, and they do have a problem that needs to be talked about. So I guess it's just here to say that obviously you guys can say what you want, but obviously I probably speak for all of us here that if this show finds anybody, that one of us would be out there to listen to anybody in anything, no matter what it is. You could be in high school and you could have just lost your girlfriend. And obviously you think it's the end of the world and going through it, you don't have anybody to talk to. Who cares? Reach out to one of us on the show because one of us will find it eventually. And obviously be there for somebody. So yeah, that's just what I had to say because I don't think this is a topic that is talked about very often. And no matter what
I
you
agree
do.
with you on that.
Yeah.
I think like you said, it's kind of pushed to the side where you have to fit like a certain mold.
Oh yeah, and especially in this day and age, we're I guess personified in the sense that we don't show emotion. We aren't allowed to feel any emotion. We just have to be there and just keep everything together no matter what. And obviously, the suicide rate in men is a lot higher than women, and from what I've seen, it unfortunately it only goes up. So
Yeah.
And I saw a video.
obviously, you guys can add to anything to that you may want to add.
Yeah, I saw a video the other day, and I ended up reposting. I think it was like on TikTok or something, and it was a bodybuilder that I follow, widely known, Chris Bumstead. He did an interview, and the interviewer asked him, "What would you say to somebody who's having a bad day, bad week, bad strand of months, gone through hardships, what have you?" And he said, "You're not alone. And you're really not. You're not alone. Every day there are people going through it, bad week, bad month, string of bad luck, things aren't working out the way they thought, what have you. Whether you believe it's a first world problem or not, it doesn't matter. People are out having bad days every day. I had a shitty ass Friday at work. It was horrible, right? But I'm lucky enough that I got to come home and tell somebody. I'm lucky enough that I get to go to the gym every day. I have the ability to do that still, and there are people who aren't. And I get to work off the frustrations that I had. But you're not alone. So, like Chance said, reach out. Reach out. You can find me anywhere. I'm on everything, bro. Except OnlyFans. I don't have one of those. Chance has one of those. So if you want to find him on that, go for it.
It's a Russian Hammer 91.
But everything else, man, I'm on it. Reach out to me. You can find me anywhere. If you want to know my shit, I'll put it in the description below. If you need somebody to talk to, reach out in the YouTube comments. I'm looking for them. I'm reading them. Find me on Twitter. Find me everywhere, man. I don't care. Find this show on any platform and reach out. Any of us. I got you. I might be at work because I work damn near every day. So you might hear some loud noises on the other side of the headphone, but I promise I will be listening. You got something going on, man. Get off your chest. Find somebody. If it's not four of us, find somebody. You don't have to pay a therapist to say that get the stuff off your mind, man. Just go find somebody. Father, mother, friend, uncle, grandmother, grandfather, best friend, sibling, if you get along with them. Just get it off your chest, man. Or find something to, kind of get that escape, no matter what it is. Wrestling was always my escape as a kid. It always was. Wrestling was my escape from the world for however long it's on. And I still use it to this day. So, wrestling and the gym are my escape for a while. So, and I get to come on this show and talk with 3 very good friends of mine about anything we really want to. That's my escape. Like Chance said, just reach out, man. You're not alone. No matter what you believe in, at the end of the day, we're all in this together. At the end of the day.
Yeah, and I know it at certain points it can seem like, why would anybody want to listen to this? Or what will people think of me? Obviously, that is something that I obviously went through and thought like, buddy, no one cares. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who it is, somebody does. And there's a lot of other things that you can do besides what you think what you think the answer is at the moment. 'Cause trust me, in the moment, it does look like the only option. And I can tell you that it's not. Obviously, I'm very, very thankful and lucky to even still be here. But yeah, it's not the only option. Because what you might think it is, a lot more people are going to go through a lot of people you're close to will go through the worst because of one decision that you think is the right one when it's far from it.
Yeah.
I forget who the UFC fighter was. He had that interview about his best friend taking his own life. He said he'd rather have him come to him, cry on his shoulder, than him cry at his funeral carrying his casket. And I think obviously it goes for you three as well. I'd rather you come to me with anything than one of us get a message and we all find out what actually happened. Because I don't think any of us want to get that notification or message saying what happened.
Not at all.
A lot of guilt will go through a lot of people's minds that you're close to. Like, I could have done this, should have saw the signs, when all you had to do is just tell somebody, because your life's way too important to hold it to yourself, because it just is. So, yeah. You guys can add anything you want, or we can end it.
Anything, boys? Jason, anything, buddy?
I'm good.
All right. Thank you guys for listening so very much. We appreciate it.
This won't be an every
week
week segment. The
No.
somber tunes.
Yeah, we will be back next week. Get everybody ready for some Thanksgiving action. Got some big Thanksgiving games next week. Golly, boys, it's almost Thanksgiving's next week. We are a week away. Can you believe that?
What
we're
a year
almost
it's
done
been.
with this year. Yeah, we're
It's been
almost
a
done
very
with this
fast
year.
year.
Like, hot damn. Like, it's 2025 in like a month.
I would
Holy
say
it's been a
2024
very-
was my year.
It's been a very fast year, I think we can all say.
Golly. It was like just turning
The adult
springtime.
life just turns all the years, like, they go by like that. Like,
I
as
mean,
soon
it
as you
turns
start
sometimes
working a
just-
full-time job, it's
My
your life's
golly,
over.
man.
I wouldn't say
Yeah,
it's
like,
over, but everything runs
That-
together.
I mean-
You feel like it's gone in a minute.
Yeah.
I think all of us can admit with that, like, you miss having, like, as a kid, you kind of take that summer off for granted, but now as an adult, I'm like, I wish I could have that again.
Yeah,
shit.
my God. Now,
I wanna
now
go back
I
to
just look
elementary
forward to that
school.
one day off, and it's like,
Yeah. Yeah, you get that one day off now, and it's a
and you're
relief.
just like, thank
Yeah.
God.
That week you have off goes by like that.
Oh my God, dude.
My freedom
That
is
week
slowly coming to
vacation-
an end. I got
That
one more
10-day
week.
vacation I had was nothing, man. Goodness. Well, that's Jason. I don't know where he went to. I think he's getting tired. That's why he turned off his cam. Or he's
It is
butt
about
ass naked.
bedtime.
Or
Butt
his
naked.
cheeks are out. One of the two. Yeah, his
Mike
cheeks are out.
Tyson it.
Anyway, that's Jason.
Mike Tysoning it.
That's Jason. Dude, that was so terrible. I hope WWE does a better job than that. That was god awful. That
I
production.
don't know if
sucked.
you guys watched it, but I think I maybe got to see 2 rounds of the fight with all the
I
buffering
didn't
in there.
watch it. I didn't watch it. I was watching the Cavs.
I really hope the NFL isn't this bad, because Netflix
Yeah, I know.
will
Yeah, like,
go
hey,
downhill.
Netflix, just as a heads up for the Steelers-Chiefs game, Steeler fans are ruthless, so you might want to get your A-team on that one.
Yeah, Twitter
The
might
entire
become a
NFL fan
very
bases are
toxic
ruthless when it comes to their
Yeah.
teams.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
where's
Twitter's going
Netflix
to be very
headquarters?
toxic.
Anybody know?
no clue.
That's
My
not
guess
like
is
you
probably
know.
No one
California.
finds out.
Someone said if the NFL is like this, they'll January 6th it. Did anybody get that reference?
I can believe it. I could see that
Yeah,
happening.
NFL fans are diehards.
Yes.
I don't really
Don't
think
mess with our
many.
football.
Can't really speak for everybody. I'm not sure how many like true diehard boxing fans watched that because a lot of them might have viewed it as a waste.
Yeah.
Good
Even
thing it
the
was
non-diehard
technically it
boxing.
was free, but not.
Yeah. A lot of people spent that $13 just to watch that fight and maybe didn't get to watch much of it.
Bingo. Yeah. You know what I'm concerned about, Bobby? Not only the Christmas games, but wrestling. Because they moved to
Yeah, because that's going to be.
time.
Oh, Jesus. After New Year, right?
Raw 2025, and then after 2026, everything, all wrestling content from before and going forward will be on Netflix. Everything.
Oh, jeez.
I still haven't watched the Outer
Wrestling
Banks yet. I need to get on. That.
I have to watch the new one that came out last week. Still, I watched the first release they had. I didn't see the
because
newest.
I don't want to watch. I don't want to watch it in parts. I hate watching it in parts.
I agree that it was.
I can't stand that.
I was to the point where I was seeing so much on TikTok. I was like, I just have to watch this so I can not worry about it getting spoiled on anything.
Streaming has ruined the week-to-week stuff now. Like, I can't do it anymore like I used to. I just can't.
For almost all my Star Wars shows, just give me all of them at once. Don't make me wait this week to week.
Don't do that shit. I'll just wait till the end and watch it all at one time. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'll stay away from all that shit on social media. But, all right, we're out of here. That is Chance Cooper right there in the middle wearing his ugly sweater. We'll probably get an ugly sweater episode going when we're all in ugly sweaters.
I'll find another
We'll
one.
Cheapest.
I think I have a Miller Lite. I have a Miller Lite sweater, the Christmas sweater.
That's
somewhere.
But that's gorgeous. I wouldn't call that ugly.
Yeah.
The Miller Lite one's just straight gorgeous. Not
You can go to
ugly.
Spencer's and get a funny ass one. Probably what I'm gonna do.
I did have a
Yeah,
Wet Bandits one somewhere. I don't think it fits me anymore.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a Wet Bandits.
You can just hit up Amazon and find any of them you want.
True. Yeah.
Or the TikTok shop.
$10 easy.
That's where I
Yeah,
found
the
this
TikTok
one.
shop.
TikTok.
Yep. You can hit up anything. It's Bobby Chapman and his Watt Uni. And I'm Will. See you next week. Peace out.
I was going to
Chance.
close the show. I do
Go
have
ahead,
a new
close
one.
the show.
It isn't not
sweet.
Winter's coming anymore. I think, Bobby, since your team got a win, you will like this. Billy, obviously, we will enjoy this. The North remembers.
I love it. See y'all next week.